Yo, 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 what's good? We back again. Back at it on this rainy ass Sunday in San Antonio, Texas and shit. It's cold as fuck out here.
Yo, man. Had a busy ass morning, man. What's going on with y'all?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. Luck, you straight?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right, real quick. Solid Scorpion in the building. Appreciate you, fam. Certified Tyrone, Jay Taylor. Who else up in here? I saw some other people. Sam, was good with you? True Savage, what's up, fam? Darrell Blake and Duke Lux. Joe Blas, Benito De Paris, and for the rest of you who are in the shadows, going to be a fly on the wall, shout out to y'all too.
All right.
So, what we're going to talk about today is 3 reasons why a woman can't form an emotional bond with you. Now, there are more than 3 reasons, but we'll be here all day talking about this shit, right? So, what I would like to do as we go through the 3 reasons, Jay Roman and Miles, if you guys got, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th reason y'all want to throw in the mix, feel free to throw that shit in the mix. So, but in the interest of time, we can only do but so much. But before we get into that, though, there is something that we need to go ahead and peep you guys to, so that way you guys understand what the deal is. So just hold on for a moment.
You don't just get the fucking privilege of being pretty in my world. No, I decided.
Women are allowing most guys to earn the pussy instead of you allowing her to earn your non-sexual attention.
A woman is beautiful, bro. I'm the one that put her in position to shine.
So, as y'all can see, Miles and LaCarlo have put together a dope-ass event. Game Kings 2, The Definition of a Man, seminar in New York City, April 2nd. Barely 2 weeks away.
Barely.
2 weeks away, barely. Matter of fact, a little less than 2 weeks away, like 13 days away. Some shit like that. Right? 13, 14 days away. Right? So, of course, Mr. LaCarlo, Miles Cunningham, or the guys who put the event together, they are the featured speakers. Myself, Taekwondo, and Ron Wills, we are the guest speakers. It's going to be a dope joint. If you didn't get your tickets, you're lacking.
Facts.
You're lacking. And if you cool with just watching YouTube shit and you think you can learn something from it, have at it. But if you really want the nitty gritty and you want the full effect of what it means to be a motherfucking man, you got to be present for the event. I just got to throw that out.
Yeah, man, you got to be present, man. So, guys, make sure you get your tickets. Joe Blast just put the appreciate you, Joe Blast. Joe Blast just put the link in the chat right now. It's the Eventbrite link right there, man. So click on that, and you could get your in-person tickets. And we it's not a lot of in-person tickets left. I'm gonna tell you that now. But if you're not gonna be there in person, you could also get the live stream pay-per-view ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you get the link to watch your show live. All right. So yeah, man, make sure you guys are there. It's gonna be fire, man. Cause Ron Wills, Taekwondo, K Zaggett. Oh man, let's come on, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. But yeah, get your tickets and let's go. And don't forget the masculineidentitymembership.com. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go over there and get on the program. I got videos on gratitude. I got videos on your identity. I got videos on creating a sexual identity. So many different things that can help you in this game right away from an internal standpoint. And then we also got the badboymembership.com where you get 45 to 90-minute videos and programs about how the best practices on how to move in this dating world, in these dating streets, dealing with these females and doing your thing as a man. So yeah, man, get with us. masculineidentitymembership.com and badboymembership.com.
Real quick, my bad. I was a little slow on the draw there. Hold on, real quick. Let me throw that on there, Miles, before we get going. So again, for those of you who don't know, Miles does have this joint going on, masculineidentitymembership.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure I go check it out, man.
And let me just say this about that real quick. Duke Lux, shout out for the Norwegian Chrome. He got 10 on it. I don't smoke no more though, but he got 10 on it. Appreciate you, fam. Let me just say this real quick, right? for a lot of guys, we're gonna get into this, gentlemen. Let me just say this right quick. A lot of guys who have problems with women, there's a multitude of reasons why you have issues, not only just casually dating, but also in relationships. But at the root cause of it is you don't know who you are. You don't know your identity. More
Facts.
specifically, you don't know your masculine identity. It's very difficult to understand how to deal with women when you don't understand how to deal with yourself.
Exactly.
Right? So that's the first line of defense is you. Now, before we get into this, Miles, you got anything you want to plug? I think you already pretty much did.
Yeah, we did the plugs. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's get into this. So again, 3 reasons why a woman cannot form an emotional bond with you. Now, it's not limited to these 3 reasons. The first reason, you're not compatible. You're not compatible either non-sexually or sexually. Okay, so let me just break down what I mean by that. Just because you meet a woman and she's willing to entertain you doesn't mean you're compatible. Okay, it doesn't mean that, right? It just means because you can be pleasant with people. You can even not respect somebody without showing that you are disrespectful, right? Now, when we talk about sexually compatible, okay, this is what I mean by that. You can have sex with a woman where you're not sexually compatible. If women were honest, now some women are, but if more women were honest with you, this is what they would tell you, right? A lot of guys like to condemn women for having sex quickly. There is a multitude of reasons why women will have sex quickly with a man. The first one is she's sexually attracted to him. But there's another reason, right? And that reason is this. If a woman is sexually attracted to you and she's feeling you and she think you might be the type of guy she could really like, most women do not want to get to know you over an extended period of time and then have sex later. The reason they don't want to do that is because they don't want to get attached to you. And let me replace the word attachment with, a strong, profound emotional connection or a bond. They don't want to develop an emotional bond with you, but they don't like the dick. Okay. There are women who will admit this. I've heard women admit this. They'll say, well, damn, I want to have sex quick because it makes no sense for me to form an emotional bond with a man whom I'm not sexually compatible with.
Right.
So, again, a lot of times what happens is, guys, now I saw a video clip. I'm not going to name the guy. This guy is part of a tandem, right? They have a very popular YouTube channel. I'm not going to name the guy because it ain't about him. And I had the clip, but they took it down, so I can't use it. Basically, this particular guy in the video clip, this is what he said. Now, when I say this, some of y'all might know who he is, some of y'all might not. He did a clip where he basically said, if I have sex with a woman and she doesn't call me, or if I reach out to her and she doesn't respond in a favorable way, she's a hoe. Okay, and this was his rationale for saying it. Because she has the inability to form an emotional bond to you. This was his rationale. And the problem with that is when you deal with women and you're not having the favorable results you want, there are too many guys that point the finger at the woman. It's her. She's the reason. She's the reason why, right? Even with the whole pair bonding thing, right? They make it seem like it's all on the woman to have this bond. No, a pair means 2. I mean, dudes forget that. A pair is not called solo bond. It's pair bond, right? Even the whole pair bonding ideology is flawed because it's not even the real definition. But let's go with the insecure guy definition on YouTube, right? Because they like to say it has something to do with a woman's sexual past. It has nothing to do with a woman's sexual past. There's something about you that she just ain't feeling like that.
Right.
Now, also, I want guys to understand this, and I'm going to pass it to you guys. What I find interesting is that guys will make content and they'll talk about pumping and dumping. Well, women have their definition of pumping and dumping too. Okay, there are women who will go out here, they will purposefully and consciously be emotionally unavailable to you because they don't want to get close to you. But it's not necessarily anything about you. They could be going through a breakup. Okay, look, let me tell y'all some real shit. If you've ever had a chick that you broke up with or that y'all broke up and she's crying, talking about how much she misses you, she can literally have sex with a guy that same day that she has no emotional connection with. That's something a woman could be crying, snot bubbles and all, and she could be telling the truth, right? But later that day, she could be getting dick the fuck down because she has no emotional attachment to that guy, and it's literally just a pleasure thing. But y'all got it.
You want it, Jay?
Oh, go ahead, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, did you already give the 3 reasons, Zach?
I gave just the first one.
Just the first one. Okay.
Which is you're not compatible non-sexually or sexually.
Okay. Well, I'm always going to go back to the identity thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of men. The reason why the identity part is so important is because a lot of men don't understand, because they don't understand their identity. They don't understand their direction. And if you don't understand your direction, then you can't lead. If you look at the gender sign, right? Like basically the gender sign is letting you know that masculinity is about direction. You understand? If you look at the sign, it's a circle and it has an arrow sticking off it, right? A lot of guys don't know their direction. They don't know the details. They don't know because all right, for example, if you have a destination, you put in a destination on your GPS, right? There are certain turns, certain exits. You got to go this far for this amount of time, so on and so forth. And that's all the details that have to do with the destination, your destiny, so to speak. And it is your identity that is going to give you your destination. It is your identity that's going to ultimately give you the details of how to get to where you're trying to go. The problem is a lot of guys don't really like they know who they are. They know their name and they know certain other things. But when it comes to their destiny, where they're trying to end up, they have no idea of the details that come with that, right? They don't know the twists and turns. They don't know anything that has to do with, a lot of guys, oh yeah, I want me a girl, or I want a roster of women, or I want this, I want that. I want to have a situation where I have multiple females and I'm not monogamous, but it's open on my end and it's closed on their end. And so I say to them, okay, so how do you plan on making that happen? And it's like, well, I'm like, well, did you even know that in order for a woman to be closed off on her end, you have to show some type of value? Do you understand the type of value that you need to show to a woman? Do you understand anything about the dynamic of being valuable to a female? Do you know anything about these things? Well, I'm just saying, I just don't want her fucking any other niggas. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? And then when you break it all down, it's not even that's what they really want. It's just that their ego is afraid. You understand? They have this thing where they're like, man, I couldn't see my woman getting fucked by another dude, bro. I don't want no other man looking at my girl, touching my girl, saying nothing to my girl, blah blah blah. That's why all of them lost their mind the other day when they saw Sierra on the red carpet wearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Lucario because he gave a whole entire perspective, a different perspective, saying, well, you don't know if Russell told her to wear that shit.
Shit, I agree.
You don't know that. And now I'm not defending Russell because honestly, in my opinion, Russell is he's a simp ass nigga, if you ask me, in a lot of cases. But in this particular case with the dress, you don't know if he told her, yo, wear that shit. Let's get these motherfuckers something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Or who knows if he has a plan to keep them relevant, because his career with the Broncos is looking kind of shaky right now. So who knows if he got a whole plan to keep them relevant and told her, yo, wear that shit. Fuck all that.
Yeah, these cats out here think I'm soft. Go on and wear that. Let
Exactly.
them know I'm tossing it up.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? So again, but that has to do with identity. You know, so many guys I talk to and they ask me, hey, man, what's the pros and cons of marriage? And I'm like, well, before we get to the pros and cons, what do you want from marriage?
Exactly. What do you want out of it?
Well, I heard some guys say that, marriage is crazy because if she leave you, you should take half your shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's the information from one man.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything about what you actually want from marriage. You see what I'm saying? So to get to the question, the second reason I'll say, to throw my hat in the ring, the second reason I'll say is because these men don't understand the details of their destiny. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't understand the details of where they're trying to end up. So that means that they don't really understand why they're trying to do something. They don't understand how they're going to get there. They don't understand the details, and they don't understand anything enough about themselves to form any type of bond with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because so many men, because they don't understand anything about themselves, they're allowing life to happen. You understand? They're allowing things to take place instead of being in the driver's seat. They're just the fucking passenger. It's like too many niggas is used to Ubers and nobody don't want to drive no more. You see what I'm saying? So number two reason for me is that these guys don't know the details of their identity.
Let me say this real quick for those of you who don't know what the definition. I mean, this should be obvious, right? An emotional connection is a bundle of subjective feelings that come together to create a bond between two people. The word emotional means to arouse strong feelings. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna pass it to Jay Roman. When we talk about even sexual attraction and sexual compatibility, a lot of guys who end up in sexless marriages or sexless relationships is because you were never compatible with the woman sexually to begin with.
Right.
Now, you thought you were compatible because you enjoyed it, but she was never compatible with you. She never enjoyed the sex, and the reason why she never enjoyed the sex is because she was never sexually attracted to you. See, a woman's sexual attraction begins here. Just because a woman is in a relationship with you does not mean you have her mind. So
Right.
even when we talk about a profound emotional connection or bond, it starts here with the woman. Just because a woman has sex with you doesn't mean you got her here. Just because she marries you and have kids with you doesn't mean you have her here. Let me just say this. This is why Russell Wilson will always be a corny, simp-ass nigga to me. Okay, I'm going to tell you something that I know for a fact that happened. Okay, number one, Russell Wilson, prior to marrying Sierra, he's a fan. Mm-hmm. He admitted that he's a fan. Any dude that has a poster of a bitch on his wall and end up meeting her, he's going to be a sucker for her, right? That's one.
Ultimate pedestalization.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, let me tell you how they met. This is why he will always be a chump to me. The day that he met her, they was at some type of event. And he basically, he got at her, they exchanged contact information, and he said, I'm going to hit you up, and we're going to link up sometime. And she told him, if you want to link up, you got to link up with me now. This is what she told him, right? So he had dinner plans that night. He had a dinner party, a dinner plan with other people. He not only did he cancel his plans, but he never even called the people in the dinner party to let them know that he wasn't going to show up.
Wait. Come on, Zach.
Look it up.
Where you know this from? Come on, man. Where this coming from, bro? Come on, man.
He did an interview where he admitted this himself.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's why he forever be a chump to me.
We're done.
Like, I have no respect for that nigga.
Yeah, we're done. I could never. I told niggas, and not to hold you up, Jay, but just a real quick example. I had a date recently. Now, mind you, for whatever reason, the chick was getting off of work, and so she ended up at the spot early. I told her 7:30. She said to me, because I hit her up to reconfirm. I said, "Are we on for tonight?" She said, "Yeah, we're on. I'll be there at 7." Now, what would the average nigga do? I already set the date for 7:30. She said, "I'm gonna be there at 7." What would the average nigga do?
Try to get there at 7.
Try to get there at 7, right? So, and guess what your boy did? I texted her right back. "I'll see you at 7:30." Nigga, I literally chilled, sat on my ass and watched TV. Because it's not like I was already done with the stuff that I was doing that day. But just out of straight principle, my nigga, and the place is walking distance from my crib. But just on straight principle, I told you 7:30, you will see me at 7:30. I don't give a fuck how early you get there. But you got it, J-Room.
Yeah, I like putting them odd numbers out there. I'll see you at 7:33.
Because that make a bitch really look at her watch, though.
Yeah. But as soon as you said compatibility, non-sexually and sexually, I just broke it down into two parts of attraction and personality. because a woman can be attracted to you for different things, and every time somebody sees the attraction, it's not just looks. It could be the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, the way you speak to her, just the way you carry yourself and speak to other people, the way you live your life. There could be something about you that just attracts her. And then also the personality. Personality is one of those things where she could not vibe with you.
Mm-hmm.
Some cats think they're funny, but they're corny as hell. Some cats don't know how to read a room. Some cats don't know how to look over and see that, hey, it seems like you're having a bad day. Let's do this a different day. Let's and just the way that personality, your personality and how you carry yourself, how do you respond, how do you speak to her is part of that whole compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not going to vibe with everybody. And I think guys, they have this impression that just because they like somebody, just because they spoke to them, just because they had a civil conversation, that they should be cool
Right.
with this person. Like,
Right.
I deserve this person. I don't know why she's not vibing on me. I don't know why she's not after me. It just because you had a civil conversation does not mean that she is fully attracted to you. She feels like she's fully compatible with you. And I think some guys need to realize, to get your ego out the way, that yeah, I will say, guys, we ain't as shallow. We can see a woman and take just the top half and be like, damn, look at her, speak to her, or we can see something about her eyes, we can see something about the way she walks, or something that's like, man, that's pretty vibe. We want to go speak to her and say what's up, but at the same time, it doesn't mean we deserve anything from her.
Right.
And it feels like guys always want, just because I'm attracted to you, you need to be attracted to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the gym. I don't know why you're not attracted to me. I read a few books. I don't know why you're not attracted to me.
Got some money.
Yeah, I got money. I don't know why you're not attracted to me. I got a good job. I don't know what's going on. Why you're not attracted to me. And that's the thing. If you were really about yourself, you wouldn't wonder why she's not attracted to you. There's no reason why I would wonder.
Right.
Because I'm cool with me.
Right.
I'm cool. I'm attracted to me.
Yeah,
I'm cool with me. I don't wonder why you're not attracted to me. Move on. Move on. Don't waste any of my time. Not 1 second.
Real quick, J. Ron, before you continue, Christian Galvez with the $4.99. Salute to the panel. Also, Tamir, salute the panel. We'll catch you at the Game Kings 2 seminar. Oh, he gonna be there. All right,
yeah. All right. All right.
Good job. Man, I really feel in that Game Kings thing. And if it was closer to this coast, I'd definitely go there. But that's around my birthday, and I'm doing something else. Oh. So
hey,
but,
man.
If I had a little more time on that one, But I think personally, a lot of guys have to stop blaming women. Really look at yourself to learn and grow, and understand, one, when the Gang Kings come into your town, that might be something you want to go see.
Facts.
Just iron sharpens iron, and why not be in a room with everybody with the same focus and goal? Facts. And then two, you got to understand that every woman ain't for you. So why do we walk around like they are, and why do we demand that they are?
Exactly. Yeah, that compatibility thing goes far, man. It really does. And a lot of guys don't don't really understand it. And again, it's and the ego fucks up a lot of dudes' perspective, because them being in the gym, it adds to ego, but it doesn't add to reality. You understand? Like you said, they read some books. It adds to their ego, but it doesn't add to the reality. And then that's why we tell these guys, like, you gotta increase your interactions with females, not for females, but for you, to increase your knowledge base, your experience. Like, I swear, I can't stand these dudes because they play video games, and they know that in order to evolve to the next like version of their character, they got to get experience points, right? So they got to fight enemies. They got to, sometimes, like, I know these video games. Like, I know these video games where you literally just go do battles, not even to get to the next level, but you'll go do battles because you need a certain amount of experience points because you know that the boss, the nigga at the end of the boss level is gonna be that much more powerful than where you at now. So you got to go do battles. You understand, to increase your your experience points, so you can buy more better weapons. You can upgrade your weapons. You can upgrade your strength and your dexterity and agility and your powers and your ability to summon spells and all this other shit. I know about that shit for all you nerd motherfuckers, right?
This is what I would say. Oh, go ahead, my bad. You got it.
But you could know all of that shit about a video game, and then we'll tell you, nigga, if you want girls, you want a roster, you want a bad bitch, you want a good wife, you want this, you want that. You got to go get your experience points up. You got to go out and do battles. You got to engage with the enemies. You got to engage with and kill a few fucking dragons. So when you go meet the big boss dragon, you have all of the equipment, the power ups, and the experience points to slay the fucking dragon at the end of the level. You guys, it makes sense in video games, but for some reason it don't make no fucking sense in real life. Why? Because you're stuck behind your ego. You understand? Y'all the same motherfuckers that when you go to fight the boss and then you lose, you throw the fucking controller at the TV and break your fucking TV because you're too fucked up in your ego instead of embracing the challenge to try again. You understand? So the bitch that told you no, that's the boss bitch, fucks up your ego. You, instead of throwing your controller at her, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home and beat off. Understand? All I'm saying, real quick, all I'm saying is this. Don't think just because I look like a cool nigga and I get bitches and I'm confident, don't think I don't know what the fuck video games do and that I never played them shits. I know what it's about. So y'all nerd niggas ain't got nothing on me. But you got it, K-Zach.
Well, let me and sticking to what you were talking about, using the parallel video games and women. You made a very, very valid point. Because basically, as you play the video game, each level gets harder and harder to prepare you for the ultimate level.
Yep.
Which is the pinnacle of that particular game. Even when you deal with women, okay, you have just casually dating. And if you choose to get into relationships, then you have girlfriend and wife. Each of those levels, it gets increasingly more difficult because there's more for you to lose.
Yes.
There's more bad shit that can happen to you if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So if you don't know what the fuck you're doing at the basic level of casual dating, don't you get a girlfriend, nigga. Don't do that. Don't, because you're gonna fuck up. Right. Don't fuck around and get a wife and have kids and now you buying homes together and your name is attached to her shit because you don't know anything about credit. You don't know anything about her credit. You know what I'm saying? It gets increasingly more difficult because there's more you have to know. You have to be way more knowledgeable. You have to have way more wisdom when you elevate women to a certain level in your life because they can fuck your life up. Not because they're evil women, but because you elevated these chicks and you don't know shit. You don't know what you're doing. So a lot of guys, they like to blame the women. Okay, and we can all admit there are some women out here that ain't shit. We know that. But that's besides the point. At the end of the day, you're still responsible for who you invite into your life. I saw one quote. It was a dope-ass quote on Facebook. And it went something like this. It said, when I get stabbed in the back, why do I get this feeling that my handprint was on the knife? Right? Because you gave them the knife.
Mm-hmm.
You invited them into your life. Go ahead,
and you turn your back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, but guys call in real quick. Guys, call in 919-647-9392. 919-647-9392. Call in.
So here we go right here. Let's get to this. Hold on, make sure I'm not missing anything in a second. I'm not even looking at the chat right now. All right, so here we go. Number 2, she has trust issues. Now, I've heard guys say, but the whole body count argument. They'll say, it ain't my fault that she got tricked out of her panties, right? And I'm gonna tell you that's very disingenuous for a man to say for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason why it's very disingenuous to say, oh, if a woman has a lot of bodies and is due in part to a lot of guys lie to her, that's her fault. Okay, cool. All right, let's go with that. So if you get played by a chick after you take her out on multiple dates, then that's your fault then, right? Are you gonna take accountability for that one?
Right.
Because the same guys that would say, oh, it's a woman's fault if she got tricked out of her panties, will be the same guys that say women need to stop using guys. Bro, you can't have it both ways. So if you want women to take accountability, you got to take it too. Right. Now, when we say women have trust issues, unfortunately, it's a fact that you have people, both men and women, who are some deceitful motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Both genders. It ain't one gender over the other or one gender more than the other. There are both men and women that you will encounter that are some manipulative, deceitful, lying, scheming ass motherfuckers, right? So if you encounter enough of those people, you're going to develop trust issues. Let me just say this. One of the biggest reasons why women don't trust you niggas is because you're inconsistent.
Mm.
Women cannot trust you. I can't trust a nigga if he's inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Women will not trust you if you're inconsistent because a lot of the issues why relationships don't work is because there's inconsistency. So once a woman meets you and she sees that you're inconsistent, now she knows I can't trust him because I don't know which guy I'm going to talk to next. Am I talking to the fake him that got his mask on? Am I talking to the guy that's really the real dude, right? The real guy. So this is what I mean by that. If you get a woman's number, right, and you talk to her for 30 minutes, and you never say anything about sex, you never flirt in a sexual way at all. Right? You get her number, you call her, you speak to her for another 20, 25 minutes. You never say anything about sex. And you have this conversation where you talk about your dreams and aspirations, your childhood, you know, what limbs you broke, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit, you know what I'm saying, your siblings, your good times as a kid. You talk about all this other shit. Then when you finally go out on a date, you try to push up on her in a sexual way.
Mm.
You're being inconsistent because what you showed her with your actions, you misrepresented yourself, whether you know it or not. You misrepresented a guy who carried on like he wants to get to know her. So on the first date, if you try to have sex, she's gonna look at you like, oh, this is what you really wanted.
Right.
This is what I can tell. This based on how you're being, this is what you really wanted. So when y'all see those videos of guys filming chicks on a date, and the guy is mad because at the end of the date, the chick don't want to go back to his crib, or he want to go to a hotel room, but she won't let him, so he refused to pay for her part of the bill or the meal. That's the shit that women say. This is why I don't trust you guys, because you're not being authentic. You're not representing who you really are and what you really want. You're being inconsistent with what you want and your true intentions. So you're going to have women that have trust issues. So if you encounter a woman and you're being inconsistent, it's going to be very hard for her to develop an emotional bond with you, because an emotional bond or connection comes from being comfortable and feeling like you got her, feeling like who you present yourself to be is the real you. So she feels compelled to allow herself to get close to you. She feels compelled to allow herself to be vulnerable. But when you're inconsistent, that's a problem. Y'all got it.
Yeah, inconsistency is a problem all across the board. That's a fact, because a major tenet of masculinity is consistency, and the reason why you need to be consistent and you need to know who you are is because we can't be discouraged by a woman's. You see, the same way that we can't be worried about a woman's body count and a woman's like past if it's promiscuous and all that bullshit. Is the same way we can't really be worried that much about a woman who's been done wrong by men in the past, right? And this is where your consistency comes in. See, some men, if they get with a chick and then she starts giving them some sob story about, I've been done wrong, I've been cheated on, and then the nigga start getting a soft heart, like, well, girl, I would never do that to you, and blah blah blah, and I'm not that type of guy. See, as men, we shouldn't be there trying to convince or prove our character to a woman. You understand? We should be there we should demonstrate, due to consistency, the type of man that we truly are. So that means we treat every woman the same, and what happens is, yes, there are some women out there that have trust issues, but it's when you let it affect your consistency. That's when you stop. That's when you stop the ability to have the bond. Because I'm gonna tell you why. If it was all about trust issues and bitches getting done wrong, then majority of chicks would only get done wrong by one nigga.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck did she get done wrong by this nigga, that nigga over there, the nigga down the street, her high school sweetheart, the other nigga, you know what I'm saying? The nigga from her college. We up to 7 niggas. But I thought you had trust issues. I thought that's what was keeping you from making the bond. Nah, what's keeping her from making the bond is the fact that you let her sob story of being done wrong make you switch up your game. You understand? So many niggas, because I had dudes on my Discord in the morning talking about, yeah, you know, women they get done wrong and then they put their guards up. How come they didn't put remember we up to 7 niggas, right? They should have put their guards up, but it's still 6 niggas on the list that they let their guards down for. Why? They let their guards down because that nigga was being exactly who the fuck he was. Then she realized, oh shit, I like this nigga. And I'm willing. See, let me tell you something about women. And this is why we tell y'all, when a bitch give you any type of resistance, she don't like you. So you could leave her alone, let her go about her fucking business. Because a bitch is always weighing 2 things: how much she's feeling you and fear. You understand? And when she's feeling you, that's the one that wins. Her emotions always win. So if her emotions is stronger for feeling you, that's the emotion that's gonna win. But if she looking at you like, I don't know about this nigga, I don't know, I got a boyfriend, leave me alone. Hey, have a good night, take it easy, you good. That's why we tell y'all not to waste time with bitches. Because when a woman is feeling you, there's nothing that you can do to stop her from fucking with you. You understand? So the thing is, don't let the trust issue stop you from being who the fuck you are and maintaining your character, because consistency of character, you know, leading back to identity and all that stuff it's the same thing. It's the same thing, because when she's feeling you, all that other shit, oh, I'm worried you might cheat on me, or I want to take things slow because I've had my heart broken. Like I said, we up to nigga number 7. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about that. It's about who you are as a man and you maintaining your shit.
I'm glad you said that, and I'm gonna pass it to you, J. Roman, in just a second. I'm glad you said that, because a woman's quote unquote trust issues extend to the man in particular.
Exactly.
Because like you said, a woman can have trust issues overall, but when she meets you, she immediately is like, I'm feeling him. So
Right.
all of that shit don't apply to you. And a lot of that has to do with how you present yourself in the moment. This is why it's important for you guys to be direct with women at all times. Be direct, be authentic, and be transparent, because a lot of times when women wear a mask and they have this persona, they're doing that because they don't trust how you're going to respond to the real them.
Right.
So just understand. But when you that dude though, and you're authentic yourself, you're direct, you're transparent, you let a woman know what it is, not what it could be, and you're on point with your shit, she immediately feels like, I don't got to pretend with him. I don't have to worry.
Right.
I don't have to have this guard up and this force field around me for this guy, because I can tell he's not one of them bitch ass niggas that like to pretend.
Exactly.
Well, my bad. One, I think a lot of dudes think women aren't very smart.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, like they didn't learn and grow too. Like they haven't had experiences and learned from those experiences. Sometimes, you know, just think how many good morning beautifuls a woman done had. You know, just think how many times she done heard the same excuse about you flaking on her date, or, you know, some reasoning on why you can't or can do this or that, or, you know, it starts to sound the same. Nothing's authentic with you. So when she has a trust issue, it's just that she recognizes that this is the same thing that's been going on for a while. Just like we know the same person that calls by the way they ask the question, or, you know, the same woman, the way they present themselves. And yeah, they're different, but at the baseline, you kind of like, yeah, I've seen this person before. I kind of know this person. She walked up to me, started talking to me, and she's already asking me about my job, how much I make, what's going on. Like, I've seen this person before. And women do the same thing. They can see it in you. they may give you a shot because they feel like you might look good or whatever. But at the same time, in the back of their head, they don't trust what you're saying because it just sounds so familiar.
Right.
It just sounds like the same old rhetoric. And I think that we have to understand that, and that's why I always ask the question, do you like women? When they call, like, do you like women? Like, do you like a lot of you guys, they're just there for the hunt. They're just there for the hunt. And once that's done, because you worked out and you worked on this and all this other stuff, you don't know how to maintain it because it was just there for the hunt. Now, if that's your mode where you're just hunting and you knocking down numbers and stuff, okay. But don't, my bad. Hold on, let me drink a little water. But don't get upset because a lot of times guys lie to themselves because really they want to be in relationships, but they're just going through all these chicks to find the baddest one they can find that their friends will agree with, so they can be in a relationship with, just so they can walk around with this person on the arm, but they have no depth, no real attraction. It's just a physical attraction, and so they expected that she's going to be more into them when you only present yourself disingenuine because you present yourself like this relationship, but really you just wanted a certain eye candy on your arm.
Right. Exactly. So
when you was talking, Zach, you said direct, authentic, and transparent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I instantly thought about the main question these guys be wanting to know about. What's that body count, right? What's that body count? And even with that question, they're not really being authentic. Even with that question. And a lot of times they say, oh, I just want to know if she's a hoe or not, right? Now, they could be with somebody that looked like a good girl that had fun in high school with the whole football team. You don't even know, right? Because if she tells you the truth. But truthfully, to me, really being authentic with that question is, are you the same person you were in high school where you needed to knock down the football team? That's a more important question to ask than just what's the body count about. Or did you obtain any sexual diseases that I need to be worried about? That's a more authentic, direct question than just what is this body count about? How do you see yourself now? Are you a loyal person, or are you still the person that, hey, if something better comes along, I'm with that? So even with that main question, they're so concerned about, they're being disingenuine because they're not really asking what they really want to know, what they really need to know to go further in these relationships, because they're so hung up on just the account. If she's had sex with so many people, that means she's a hoe, and it's just like, yo, what do you really want to know? But they're not going to ask that. They're not going to ask for the STD. They're not going to ask for the loyalty. They're not going to ask for all this other stuff because they're being disingenuine from the very beginning, but they want her to trust me. I'm that guy, and so it just opened up a whole bunch. Go ahead, Zach.
No, my bad. Go ahead. I want to say something. Go ahead and finish what you were saying, fam. Go ahead.
So it just opens up a whole presentation of being disingenuine, but yet you standing in front of them and you want her to trust you.
Right.
Like she ain't seen this person before. As soon as you ask, I seen this person before. Really, he just wants to know if I'm a hoe or not. No, I'm not a hoe. Okay, cool.
Well, see, there's something to what you said, right? Me personally, I'm going to ask about the STD shit. Because how many lovers, because this is what guys like to do. Well, she had a lot of lovers. I got to worry about STDs. All right, then ask her that. Ask her about the STD then. Ask her, have you ever had an STD and or do you currently have one? Ask her that then. If that's your concern, ask her that. Okay, and another thing, see, when guys talk about a woman's body count, this is what they're really, really worried about. They're worried about two things. One, is their dick going to be enough? Is their dick going to be able to satisfy her? They're worried about that. And they're also worried about whether or not she's going to be faithful. That's what they're really worried about. So ask her this then. Let me ask you a question. When you were in a relationship, did you ever cheat? Now, of course, she ain't going to tell you the truth more often than not. Now, I've had women tell me they've been cheaters. You know what I'm saying? I've had two women who were married that told me they cheated with their brother-in-laws. You know what I'm saying? So these some dirty bitches. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? That they not only did they tell me they cheated while they was married, but they said I cheated with my man's brother. Okay, one chick. Let me tell you how scandalous she was. Right, it was like doing Christmas or some type of holiday, and everybody was at the parents' house, her man's parents' house, right? So everybody was in the house. She's outside in the back with the brother talking. Her brother-in-law, they end up fucking outside, right? You know what I'm saying? While everybody inside. So she didn't have enough motherfucking cachet, you know what I'm saying, to at least be like, let's go to a hotel. She wanted the dick now. You know what I'm saying? And how they got caught, somebody walked out and caught them fucking. So that's how they got. Now the guy stayed with her. I'm like, I don't know how that happened. You fuck my brother and I'm gonna stay with you? That ain't gonna happen. But my point is if that's what you really want to know, ask the question. Don't make the excuse, because a woman's sexual past, meaning how many lovers she has, is not indicative of her ability to be faithful or not. Her ability to be faithful or not is rooted in whether or not she likes to cheat. Because you can deal with. I told a story, and I'm gonna say this real quick because I want guys to understand. Okay, I have someone I'm related to, right? When we were in high school, he was dating this young lady. He took her virginity. They were dating for the last 2 years of high school for him. They were in a relationship. He was the only guy she had sex with up until that point, as far as I know, right? Based on what he said. I wasn't there. She gets to college. Now, I told this motherfucker. Now, to tell you how much game I had as a teenager, I said, break up with her. He was like, man, we love each other. I said, break up with her before she go to college. Because she graduated a year before him. He was like, I said, bro, I said, let me tell you what's going to happen to you. I said, she going to get to college. She went to University of Texas in Austin. I said, she gonna get around now. I said, you're a scrawny little string bean little nigga. And I told him this. I said, she gonna get around them grown man looking niggas, them athletes, them fraternity brothers on campus. She gonna look at them and she gonna look back at you and she fucking. Oh no, man, Carrie, that ain't gonna happen. I said, bro, break up with her and tell her this. Hey, when you come back for the Christmas break, the Thanksgiving breaks, we can get together. Let her do her thing. Free her, because she gonna cheat. You know, normally in the late August is when people report to college, late August. By October, he called her dorm room. A nigga answered the phone. Hello? Oh, and he asked for old girl. Oh, she sleep right now. Who is this? So he in a dorm room with her sleeping. So she felt comfortable to be in her room sleeping with another nigga there. So he had been hitting it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And what bothered him was, because it took him months to get it. So he thought, like most niggas think, oh, she's the type of girl that only has sex when she has this profound emotional connection. And no, she is like any other chick. She is capable and susceptible to the game. Any guy that she look at and she is curious about that motherfucker sexually, he can get at her.
Yep.
And that's what happened to him. So it don't matter if a chick has one body or 100 bodies. Any dude that she is sexually attracted to can get at your babe. Period. Y'all got it.
But I would say this just real quick, boss, that a lot of dudes is lazy. See, they ask certain questions, they get the answer to it, and they take it as face value instead of asking the questions and then checking against her actions. Because actions require you to have a vetting process where you look at the actions of the person and then decipher those actions and think about that stuff. Dudes will ask a question. No, I'm not the way. Okay, cool. Oh man, she said, how many times we heard, well, she said this or she said that. Well, what does her actions display? Did you have a vetting process where you were able to judge those actions over a certain period of time?
Right.
Or were you just lazy in the mind, took everything at face value? Now you're in a situation and you're blaming her as if she deceived you.
Mm-hmm.
I had a college story like that, Zach. I was dating this young lady, real beautiful. Right. And she went off to college. Even when she went off to college, I said, oh, well, that's that. Right? But, you know, come first break, she came back down. We had a good first break. And then she went off again. I said, okay. You know, every time she went off, I was like, well, that's that.
Yes.
You know, in my head, you know, that's that, you know. Then we're on the phone one night, and she says this dude at school is irritating her.
Oh Jesus.
This guy with a nose ring, and just
Oh.
in her certain class is irritating her. And right then I already knew, well, that's that. Right? I was surprised it lasted that long, right? You go
Right.
to college, come on, man. Come on. We all been there, man. Come on. So, I was smart enough though to listen, to see the signs, to understand what was going on. What was going on. And I know there's a thin line between disliking somebody and liking somebody. Very thin line. There's a lot of ladies that turn out liking a guy that they started off really disliking. I can't stand this dude. He's always so rude. He's just so obnoxious in class. He just says certain things that just really irritate me. Yeah, I wind up dating him.
You know why? You know why though? Because that's the only motherfuckers that's real. That's why she don't like him.
Right.
Because he's real. Yeah.
So I already knew. So there's no sadness in my heart. There was nothing going on there where I'd be like, now I really don't know what happened. I just assumed that that's the next dude she probably was going to date. But all I know is the next time to come down from break, she decided to stay out there.
You know what that's about.
So hey, it is what it is. But even when she went off the first time, though, me and my homies laugh about that because I was like, well, I just took her to the airport. That's that.
That's it.
That's that. Hey. So but you gotta listen, read the room, understand the vibe, understand what you're sending, what's going on. Like a lot of cats, they got this ego where they're the top of everything in their mind, and she's supposed to believe that no matter what's going on around her. But you haven't did the investment, you haven't had the conversation, you haven't did anything else but have this ego feeling about yourself, and she's supposed to catch that vibe. Like in Boomerang, he says, I'm giving you this Mac Daddy vibe here. What's going on? Why aren't you feeling this vibe I'm giving you? And a lot of guys have that about themselves, but with no substance behind it.
Right.
There you have it. And let me say this for all you guys, because we've heard this. I know Miles, you and LaCarl, you had shows where guys called up, and it's a guy that's always talking about his girl, talking about this guy obsessively. But she's talking about, and I don't really like this dude. This dude is, but that's the dude she ended up fucking. And a lot of times, I saw a clip. Damn, I wish I had that goddamn clip. There was a clip where this guy was having this discussion with his ex-girlfriend. And you could tell he was still hurt, right? Mm-hmm. And she ended up being in a relationship with the same guy. She told her man, don't worry about him, it's nothing, right? Same guy. Now, the reason why this guy even knew that his ex was with this girl, his ex was with this dude, because he was still following his ex on social media. So he would see her post when she would go on trips with the new dude. So she's like, this is what he said.
He deserved
it. Messed up. He deserved to be hurt. This is what he said. I think it's messed up that as soon as we broke up, you're automatically posting pictures and videos of a new guy. That's very hurtful. And I'm like, you bitch ass nigga. Why are you worried about what she posted?
He wrote that on social media?
No. It was a video of them talking. It was like a little fucking panel. It was a discussion where he's telling her they're face to face talking about it.
Oh, he's talking to the ex about how closure.
Yeah, but it's
like a closure thing. Like he want closure.
It's some Dr. Phil type shit. Interviewing him, bro. It's the saddest shit ever. And I'm like, this dude is so fucking lame. You know what I'm saying? And her thing is like, yeah, I moved on. Looking at him like, why you tripping? He's like, I just really think you can tell he was fighting back the tears. I really think it's messed up that you moved on so quick.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you why guys say that shit. This is how you guys get fucked up. The reason why it bothers you because a woman moved on so quick, because it took you weeks, if not months, to get the ass.
Right.
So you really believe that every time she has sex, she has to really like the guy and have some type of profound emotional connection. So what happens is when the relationship ends and a woman already got somebody already, this is what guys like to think, man, she been cheating with him. Not necessarily. She could have literally met him 2 days after she broke up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit moved that quickly. Just that quickly. But guys can't fathom that because they want to feel special. they want to feel like one of the few. I'm one of the few that got it. She don't give it up to just anybody, so I feel special. So this is why when guys get cheated on, how dare you? That's my pussy. You let another man touch you? Oh my God! Because they can't fathom that woman is being touched and caressed and fucked in such a way where he remembers it. Because he remembers how she reacted. You let another guy witness that? He saw how loud you get. He heard it. Oh my God! Oh, you're such a bitch. I mean, this is how these guys be acting. But anyway, man, y'all got it.
Awesome Babbitt 2.0 with the 10 euros. Shout out to him, man. Did you want to get the reason number 3?
Yeah, let's get that right now. Hold on, let me grab it.
And guys, call in 919-647-9392. 919-647-9392.
Here we go. She's unstable mentally and emotionally. Now, hey, this is where I want to go with this.
This is all of them.
Yeah, they all are. Yeah, to one degree or another. Yeah, they all got issues. I remember, God bless the dead, before my mother passed away, I remember we had a discussion. And I said, Mom, all women are crazy. Okay, she looked at me. And she said, so you think I'm crazy? I'm like, yeah, you got issues. And she said at the time I was married, she said, so your wife? I'm like, her too. What about your daughters? Them too? I said, all y'all women got issues. And she nodded her head. And the reason why she didn't make a big deal out of it, because she was like, as long as you say this about all women, I agree. Because she didn't want to feel like you just point out your mom and shit. I'm like, no, all y'all got some fucking issues, right? Now, and I mean it with love, women, for any women listening. So when I say she's unstable mentally, emotionally, about 2 years ago, or maybe longer, right? I did a live stream. And the live stream was myself, 2 other guys, and 3 women. 3 of those women all admitted that they were either sexually assaulted or molested. Mm-hmm. One of the two, or both. Mm-hmm. There was one woman in particular who, as a child, she was molested by a family member in her teenage and early adult years.
248, hold on. Put yourself on mute, and then we'll get to you in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. In her teenage, early adult years, she was sexually assaulted by another family member and by someone else who wasn't related to her. So that damaged her to the point where she was no longer sexually attracted to men. Okay, she no longer wanted to be touched sexually by men. She could deal with you. She can kick it with you, go out on dates with you, but she just had no desire to want to have sex with men at all. Okay, and because of that, her desire to want to be sexually and romantically involved with men dissipated. So imagine if you run into her, you're not going to be able to have an emotional bond with her because she won't let you. You know what I'm saying? Simply because what happened to her was so traumatic to her, it still has an impact on her in her latter years as an adult woman. And this is what a lot of guys have to understand, because a lot of guys, they think, oh, a woman who has a lot of consensual sex has trauma. No. A woman who actually enjoys dick does not have trauma from good dick. No, she does not. Okay? But women that have been assaulted and violated, some of them do, right? And this is why sometimes you'll have, especially women who have, and it's unfortunate, women who have been molested, they'll look for love through sex. Because there are literally women who are promiscuous because of that, because of what happened to them. So I just want guys to understand that it has nothing to do with her fucking body count or her just being a difficult woman. You don't know what's going on. But Miles made a point earlier, it don't matter what's going on. If you're not getting what you want from the situation, move on.
Facts.
So we can take the caller, bro.
All right. So we got 248. You're on live with K Zach and J Roman and Miles on the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city, and how can we help you?
What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Chilling, man. Oh, it's the realest.
Yeah,
what's up? What's up, man?
I donate to see your Cash App too.
Okay, appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, what's going on, man? It's been a minute, man. How you been?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been doing my thing and everything, but I caught y'all today. Okay. I wanted to make 2 comments if I could on the topic.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one, Jay Roman, is towards you. Is what you said when that angle you gave on asking a woman a specific question. I gotta say I've never heard a breakdown like that as it pertains to a body count. Because me, I care about that shit like that. I care about that. So that breakdown that you gave was that was a unique perspective.
Well, it's if people are really honest with themselves, even if she had a high body count, but she was a great woman for you, and she told you like, yeah, in high school I used to get it in, like really get it in, but I'm not that person anymore. I have my experiences. I just want to be with you. Would that change your whole perspective of the body count?
That would. I mean, again, I've never heard that perspective. My thing is though, to still where I'm coming from is that a woman with a high body, that's just embarrassing to me. Like, I don't know where y'all from, but in Detroit coming up, you get clowned for.
All right, shut. Hey.
Well, it just so happened you're talking to a 313 cat right here. Yes, I am from Detroit, Michigan. Osborne, Persian. I had to transfer when I got expelled.
Like,
so my thing is this. Like, I will tell you something because I live in California now. When I first got to California, in Detroit, it was one of the only places I ever really kicked it at, where you could meet a girl, kick it with her, and her dude get out of jail from Washington right there. You know what I'm talking about? And boom, she go right back to him. It don't matter if you had 3-5 years with them. Like their loyalty is a little bit different. Like when they choose somebody and they choose each other, like they could be going through ups and downs. I seen people separate for years and then be like, "Up, we're back on." And the new person they with be like, "I'm sorry, but this is my person." So I understand what you're talking about, but at the same time, people aren't genuine with the question they really ask because she could lie to you, bro. She could tell you that I only slept with 3 people in my life. You would not know because you weren't there to experience any of those people. So what does it matter after that point? What matters is if you feel like she's being dishonest and disloyal to you as a person in whatever arrangement you guys have, that's when it really matters.
Right.
Let me add this, because this is what a lot of guys like to do. I've heard guys say, a woman that's been with a lot of guys, they'll say she ain't got no walls. This is what they'll say, right? And
I feel walls every time. I don't know.
Exactly. So what it is,
I rearrange furniture. I don't know what y'all talking
exactly. I come over there kicking over fucking furniture and we're moving a coffee table all the way to the other side of the room and shit. No, what happens is, for you guys that say that type of shit, you just don't got the girth. That's all that is. That's all that is. That's all that is, because you look, check this out. I want guys to understand something. Okay, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna try not to be too graphic because I want to monetize this shit. If you had sex with a woman who's had 75 lovers in her life, and all of those guys had average sized penises, and you working with something above average, it's gonna be tight for you, right? Now, conversely, if you're dealing with a woman who's had, let's say, 3 lovers her whole life, but all 3 of her lovers was working with a baby leg, right? All 3 of them, right? And you come in there with some average to below average shit, yeah, nigga, you might hear an echo. You know what I'm saying? But it's not because she had a lot of lovers. It's just because these niggas had branches and you got a twig. That's all that is. It's just you working with something a little below what she used to. So if you ain't feeling no walls, you know what I'm saying? It's just because your joint is just a little smaller than what she used to. But it has nothing to do with the amount of lovers she's had. It's just she's had lovers that were more endowed than you. You can't get mad at her for that.
Right.
I'm saying,
tell her to do them Kegos.
Well,
what's the second? What's the second? Hold on, Dorillis, because you know we could talk about body count all day because you will never give this up. So what's your second comment, brother?
It was about the second topic y'all talked about trust issues, because I just recently dealt with that, and I wasn't being genuine and shit with the woman I was talking to. I was overly sexual. I was just a person that I just wasn't, and I just wanted to say like that, like those trust issues did come from inconsistency. So K-Zag, and that was a prime example and something I just recently had dealt with.
So
like,
in what way?
I
In
really
what
wasn't.
way? In what way were you being somebody you really wasn't?
Like I said, I mean, just being overly sexual, making the crux of my relationship about sex, and that's just not the type of dude that I am. It's not how I treat women.
Right.
So me doing that and everything just it shit fizzled out, and it's just not who I am, and that's not how I do things. So like I said, that inconsistency, K-Zag, and that was a profound topic.
Nice.
I think a lot of guys need to really know themselves and know what they really want.
Yeah.
And I could tell on a lot of the phone calls where dudes talk like they want that promiscuous girl and the lifestyle where they got all these different ones, but really they're just trying to find one they can settle down with. But they feel like because they're on a show like this, they got to talk as if that's what they're after, not realizing that this ain't even what the show is about. The show ain't about getting women and the amount of women you get. That's not what it's about. But if you represent yourself truly, authentically to somebody, so dudes need to really sit back and think: do I want just one? Will I be happy just getting one, settling down, starting that family, doing that thing, or do I need all these other experiences to make that happen?
Exactly.
And you got to start. People don't 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 do the group, because the group. I'll tell you like this: I coach sports. They don't offer group scholarships, and I used to tell my players that they don't offer group scholarships. So you can follow behind somebody if you want to, but at the same time, you got to stand out on your own and know who you are, know what you're about.
Exactly.
So, go ahead, Miles.
No, no, hold on. This is a technical thing. 337 call back is not letting me merge the call. It's not letting me add calls right now. But as soon as we finish with the realist, you could call back. All right, go ahead, K-Zach.
Real quick, Mr. Emmanuel with the 1999. Salute to the panel. Salute to you, fam. It's me with the $2 joint. Appreciate you, fam. All you guys super chatting, sending PayPal joints. What's the other shit called? Cash App joints. Or even if you like the video. Just like the video. That right there. Look, like the fucking video. Y'all got
right. All right, Gorillas, you got anything else before we let you go, brother?
Jay Romy, drop your cash up. I'll drop you something too. Like I said, I appreciated that perspective that you gave. And
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this, Gorillas. I'm gonna try to help you with this one point. I don't know your body count. Do you have a high or low body count?
So happy, man. I mean, compared to other dudes, no, I only been with like 20 some chicks.
Right, but some lady might think that's a high body count, right?
And she has the right to judge me on that.
Okay, so what I would tell you this though, have you noticed that ladies, it don't matter the body count of the gentleman, it just matters how that gentleman treats them.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they can do that, because they understand that they are a different individual and they want to bring whatever they want to bring out of you, and they feel like their person is different than the other people before them. And a lot of ladies have confidence on that. Like, hey, that was with them, but with me, he's going to be this way.
Well, this is the last thing I want to say, and I'm gonna get off because I got to go back in here. When Miles and them, they went to the Fresh and Fit, I saw one of the videos. Somebody was talking about impulsiveness. So when it comes to a body count, because women can get sex so easily, it's to me, it says something about you to where you just indulge, you give into yourself, you just give into your desires, and it's no different than somebody who just eats all day.
Okay, have you directly said that to a woman before, though? Have you directly said that to a woman before, though? Have you had that conversation with her to say, you know what, I don't want to be, but I'm kind of concerned about the body count because it shows impulsiveness, and it seems like women with high body count, they just can't really control themselves. They see a nice looking guy and they want to fuck him right there on the spot. I mean, have you talked to a woman about that, and she gave you her response like, no, it's not that. It all depends on blah 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 blah.
No, I haven't.
So you're starting a conversation and ending the conversation with your own thoughts. So it's always going to go your way. I just think sometimes that, you know, I'm not knocking you. If you wanna judge by the body count and all that other stuff, cool. You go ahead and do that. But I will tell you right now, there's going to be somebody that's going to lie to you, because once she, and that's what Zag be talking about. She can't really be herself around you because you shamed her into not being honest with you.
Exactly.
So now she's not honest with you. She tells you she has this super low body count, and next thing you know, you got, you know, you move on, you're married, you got kids, and then you find out, you know, the reason why she can't go to homecoming because they called her tossed her up Tuesday. So, you know,
Look,
you know, but you've been happy until then.
The realist, your problem is this, and I told you this before. Your preferences aren't your own, okay? And you alluded to it. You said, you talked about Detroit, and you said it's embarrassing, meaning other people's opinions about the women you fucking with mean more to you than your own opinion. Their opinion trumps yours. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't give a fuck what them niggas saying. You wouldn't care. You'd be like, hey, look, yeah, you know, this chick got this reputation, that reputation. Now here's the thing about that. Let me just say this about a reputation. If a woman has a certain type of reputation, you don't got to deal with her at all. But here's the problem. This is the problem that I have with guys.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what
but that's if you know it beforehand. What you're talking about is if you find out later, right?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay, well, if you know it, okay, well, look, peep game. If a woman has a reputation that you're not fond of, why are you even fucking her to begin with then? Just leave her the fuck alone. See, y'all, this is the problem I have with dudes.
I just want wifer.
Okay, but see, this is the problem. Okay, let me tell you the problem with that. Let me tell you the problem with that. You guys, okay, y'all want women to have standards you yourself do not possess. That's the problem. You want women to have standards that you yourself don't possess. Think about what you said. Guys talk about, oh, impulse. Nigga, you got impulse. You fucking off of impulse. Okay, dudes talk about, oh, women ain't got no sexual discipline. Nigga, you don't. How do I know you don't? Because you're fucking with women that are clearly below your standard. Meaning you are fucking with chicks where you already know before you even stick a dick in her, I could never take her seriously, but yet you still fucking her then. Exactly. That means come on, man, you can't have it both ways, fam.
I'll ask you this.
It's bullshit,
That's
bro.
fair.
That's why when
That's
the realists call in, I don't say nothing because it's all bullshit.
If you met a woman that's your style, your type, and she only had one lover, one experience, you'd be cool with that, right?
Yes.
Okay, what if you find out that her lover was a porn star? She didn't know, but that was his profession for a while, and then she found out she broke up with him. So they was together about 5-6 years, and then they broke up. You still would be cool with that?
Yeah. I guess.
You get?
I mean, I don't get I don't get it. I'm missing something.
Well, the fact that you're so concerned about the account, her number, but she could have a low number but have a lot of experience with the person.
With that one guy.
With that one person.
Like porn star
person.
level
that's
experience.
One person though.
It's just the one person.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much of a disgusting slut she is, just as long as it's only one.
One person. So she was with Lexington Steele. I see Certified Tyrone on there. Yeah, she was with Lexington Steele there for 5 years. And,
look, hold on, guy. I'm sorry. I got to answer this next call because it's not letting me merge the call. So, Derillas, we're going to let you go, brother. So, take it easy. All right.
Appreciate the call, though. Appreciate the call, man.
337. You on live with K Zag and J Roman and Miles on the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
What up? My name, Dre for short. I'm 26, and I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Is this Madre?
Yeah,
is this Madre all day?
Yeah, this is Madre all day, man.
What's going on with your homie? What's going on, big homie? All right.
Nothing much, man. What's going on with your Miles?
Chilling, man.
K-Zagging and Jay, man. All my pimps and players, man.
Yes, sir.
What it do?
What's up, man? How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. I can't complain, bro. Can't complain. But I just wanted to add on to the conversation what K Zaggin had said. He said he was talking about the baby legs and the average size. And one thing about it, man, when you in the game, it's kind of chopping up, so I don't know if y'all trying to say something.
No. Go ahead. You good.
No.
Go ahead.
So what I was going to say, when you're in the game, man, a lot of guys, like the guy that was just on the phone, he's very surface level. So even just trying to get game from y'all as pimps and players, you know, and I know y'all don't go by that, but that's all it is in the economy. It's pimps, and then it's hoes, and then it's what you call it, pimps, hoes, and tricks, right? So even just having that conversation with him, trying to lace him with a little game, it's not for him. It's not for him. It's not for everybody,
right?
You know, because he's not willing to learn. But at the same time, when you're in the game, you start to realize that it's really not even about size. It's not about the dick. It's about the man with the dick,
right?
You know, so you can have a shrimp, and once you put that shrimp on that girl, hey, if your mind right and you have standards, morals, codes, and values on top of that dick, you know what I'm saying? You could be the best experience she ever had, because in that you're teaching her, you're showing her that, you know, it's a difference in men, you know, all men not the same. You're lacing up with game. You're making her a better woman. So it's really not even about size.
Caller, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Here's the thing, though. Okay, this is the context you got to add. The guy with the shrimp dick, though, he's able to get to her mentally, though. Right? Most guys who think sex is just physical, the size thing is gonna fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So already they're going into the situation with low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, and they're not confident about their ability to please a woman because they've always had low self-esteem about their size. Whereas a guy who don't give a fuck about that, who actually knows how to get at a woman mentally, he knows that sex starts in the mind first. So that guy, and I've seen it where if you watch amateur porn, that's the realest shit, where you can see a dude who working with something really ain't touching a chick, but the other dude, he's just a different type of nigga, and the chick is responding to him differently, right? But a lot of guys, they don't have enough game to understand how to talk to a woman in such a way where they can get her thinking about sex with just words. What you got to film?
The same guy that's worrying about size is the same guy that's worrying about clothes, is the same guy that's worrying about body count, is the same guy that's worrying about his money being linked to his value and all of that. You know, it's the same guy. And to be completely honest, because when you're in the game, you're honest, because your testimony can help somebody else. I was that guy. For instance, Jay Romer, you were talking about the girl to college. Well, I'm in college now. I'm getting my master's now, but through my bachelor's, I was that guy, man, because I thought, like, I went through all the phases of girls and all that, and I had the good girl, the girl that, you know, was comfortable with her sexuality and everything. But like you said, Kate, I had took a girl for face value, and she's my ex now. But you know, at the end of the day, she did what she did. I did what I did. But okay, I was in a monogamous relationship with her at first. Then we stopped. I got game, right? I got game about 24. Because things didn't really snap until 25, you know, and now I'm 26. So things are really like A1 for me mentally when it comes to this game. But we was in a monogamous relationship, then went to an open relationship because I started to, you know, understand some things. I was on some red pill material. I'm not going to say who I was watching, but I was on some red pill material, and I would even watch it in a car with her, right? And she was like, man, this guy sounds real whiny, but she was absolutely right. So I got on some game, got in an open relationship with her after we, you know, broke up and got back together, and it still didn't work out, right? So it didn't work out regardless, right? So, like you said, I had wound up after the relationship posting a picture of a girl that I would mess with on the side while messing with her. And so her mom called me up like, why you posting that girl? You know, like, we ain't never did nothing for you. And I'm like, look, the pictures me and her had are still online, you know, so it's not like I'm just saying y'all didn't do nothing for me or showing that message. It's just that I have to move on because I'm in the game now, but they don't know that. But after that, things been pretty smooth. But just to make a long story short, you can't change nobody. The only thing you can change is yourself and be happy with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, ain't no woman gonna want you.
Exactly. If
you're not happy with your size, ain't no woman gonna want you. And if you don't understand that, if she can't take you for who you are, whether that's your goddess, a one woman lady or a guy that mess with multiple women, hey, you got some soul searching, you know. But that's all I got to add, man. And I'm gonna let y'all continue the show, man. I don't want to block no more callers.
All right, brother. Hey, man, we appreciate you, man. That's some pretty good insight, man. You have a great weekend. Thanks for the call.
Y'all also, man.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah.
And to the caller, you can definitely hear the Louisiana all in his voice and shit.
Yeah, I was.
It's strong with him.
Yeah, he sound like
I don't understand dudes that won't let go.
Creole nigga or something. Creole.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But we got 323. You're on live with K Zaggin, J Roman, and Miles on the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city, and how can we help you, brother?
Hey guys, my name is Luciano. I'm 28. I'm here in Los Angeles. I just had a quick question to ask.
All right, what's up?
Would you guys say that sex is even better once you get her emotionally involved? Like, is it through earning her trust?
Okay, I got a problem with you even saying it like that. If you say earn her trust, it's like you don't see. Let me just say this about whether or not her emotions are involved. That's a slippery slope. Okay, and this is what I mean by that. Okay, I've heard women say, and you got to be careful what you hear women say.
Okay.
I've heard women say that, oh, I prefer to have an emotional bond or connection first because the sex is better. That's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily true, right? If this was the case, you know, there wouldn't be infidelity in relationships. There wouldn't be sexless marriages and all that other type of shit, right? So it's not that. Because a woman, you can be close to a woman. Like I'll give you an example. Caller. About 2 years ago, I did a video where this British woman, she was dating this guy. She was dating this guy. The very first time they had sex, she didn't climax, and he got mad at her for not climaxing. So every time they had sex thereafter, she faked it. Fast forward a year or so later, he wants to marry her. They're in a relationship now. They're in a full-blown relationship. He wants to marry her now. The reason why she had reservations about marrying him because they were not sexually compatible. Now, the fact that she was in a relationship with him, she says, I care about him. So she had an emotional connection to him, but it had no impact on his ability to please her sexually. It still didn't matter. So you're not all the way wrong, but you're not right either. There's validity to what you're saying when you're talking about an emotional connection and all that other type of shit. But even before you get to that point, if you don't know how to get to a woman mentally, like an example would be this, caller. A guy can be in a relationship with a woman for 5 years. I can fuck her for 15 minutes and she has way better sex with me than that motherfucker ever had. So you don't want to hang it on, oh, if there's an emotional connection or bond, that's going to make the sex better. It just depends. There's other things that go into that, but y'all got it.
But so, caller, I want to know what's the source of this question. Where's this question coming from? What are you trying to figure out?
I guess I asked because I'm not sure. Just out of curiosity, I guess, because the two women I'm seeing right now, we're just fucking, and that's just what it's ever going to be. But I was just out of curiosity wondering if I have that from them, their emotional involvement with me or not. Just out of like curiosity.
All right, and
I guess I'm curious about like what signs would show me that they're emotionally involved or not.
All right, all right. Shout out to William Keem for the $5 super chat. He said, "Thanks for all you guys do." Now, so you got two women that you're seeing. How long you been seeing them?
So one for 4 months and the other one 3 months.
Okay, and now is the sex not as good as you want it to be? Like, what's going on?
No, it's actually really good. You know, we just talk a little bit after, like 5 minutes.
For who? Who's the sex good for? Who's it good for? You or her?
I think both of us. For me, for sure.
Okay.
For them, they stay in the bed like they're chilling a little bit.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. What's making you curious? What's going on?
I guess I saw like a video on YouTube, and I guess it's just maybe confusing me a little bit and had me guessing like if I needed to find out or not.
You saw a video on YouTube. What was the video about? Yeah, you see, listen, all right, first of all, let me tell you something. You ain't just gonna come up here asking these questions and don't think I'm not gonna get to the bottom of shit. You understand? I don't play no fucking games, man.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what the video was. It was for the video was about tips on making her climax more.
Making her climax more. So that's what I'm saying. You having issues making them climax? What's going on?
No, I just wanted more new shit to introduce, you know?
More new shit to introduce. Shit like what? More
emotionally or climax, like sexual wise?
Yeah.
Sexually wise, yeah. Sexually wise.
So what so you trying to add to your repertoire? You trying to get your dirty talk game up? Like what is missing?
Yeah.
What is missing? What is missing?
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you again? How old are you again?
Dirty talk. Maybe more dirty talk.
How old are you again?
28.
28.
Okay, I get them now. I get it now. You want them to climax more. You want to really throw it down. And so your thought line is, if they're a little more emotionally connected to me, then they will loosen up, and they'll really be able to loosen up and to climax, and for you to throw it down. That was one of your solutions to to having a bomb session, right?
I think the video that popped up, it was more like I didn't search for it. It was more like I just checked it out, and now I'm thinking it's confusing me and making me think more than I need to. Because the sex, like I said, on my end is fine. I think the women are happy. And
what do you mean you think? What do you mean see? The fact that you said you think means you're not certain.
You should get up and automatically try to fix you some food, preferably a sandwich, and bring you a Gatorade.
You know what? I never asked them. I'm pretty sure they do that.
No, you don't have to ask them. Did she get up and try to clean up something?
Yeah. Actually, she's like, can I do the bed for you? Because the bed's messed up afterwards, shit like that.
No, I'm talking about outside the bedroom. Do you have to kick them out?
Just say no. It's okay.
Do you have to kick them out? Do you have to remind them of their day? Like, no, not Monday. I said Tuesday I'll be available.
Real quick before we get into that, St. Ricardo with the 1999. Respect to the panel from El Paso. You all answer questions we don't even know to ask. Oftentimes, thank you. Appreciate you.
And the only reason I say this is because you should be able to judge if they're really, so it wouldn't be any doubt in your voice. Like, you answered the question was, I think they're having a good time. Like, there should be signs that, yeah, they're having a good time.
Dude, okay, let me ask him another question. Go ahead, Miles. Go ahead.
Caller, how many sexual?
So that could,
caller.
Okay, go ahead.
Caller, hold on.
Got it.
How many sexual partners have you had in your life?
I would say like in the 40s.
In the 40s.
Somewhere in the 40s.
Okay. And you're still trying to get your repertoire down? Like you still unsure about how you affecting these women sexually?
See, that's my thing.
Because you said the word curious. You said curious. You understand? You said the video made you.
Mouse. Good point.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, you had 40 women in your life. You're 20-something years old. Like, at a certain point, this is why on my masculine identity membership, I have a whole video talking about a sexual identity. Meaning, yeah, we could all improve on anything. And I get that. But the fact that you're curious, I'm trying to really get to what's missing. There's something missing, bro.
My curiosity stems from seeing if I can improve it in any way. Because it in my end, I'm always all about improvement. That's it. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm starting to think that this video that I looked up, or I mean, I didn't look up, but it popped up because I look at shit like that, kind of confused me and started overthinking shit that that didn't need to be improved.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
No. Think about what I'm asking you. Have you ever made a woman climax with your tongue?
Like give me oral?
Yeah.
You say it with the tongue?
Through cunnilingus, sir.
No.
Okay. I get. See, all right. Now, have you ever made a woman come with your fingers?
With my fingers, yeah.
You positive?
Yes.
Now, have you ever? Now think about what I'm about to ask you. Have you ever put a woman in multiple sex positions? I'm talking about one particular woman. Is she climaxing every single position?
Not in every one, but in 2 of like maybe the 6.
Do you have a finisher move?
Finish him.
No, I don't have a. It just I switch it up, and you know. Yeah.
So you don't know your classic finisher move?
Yeah, I like that though.
Okay, you got.
Oh, okay. So, Colin, let me ask you another question. Have you ever had more than one woman beg you for dick? Like beg you, either texting you, calling you, or if you were done, she's grabbing on you. Please don't stop. No, I want it more. I want more. Has that ever happened?
Yes.
With how many women?
Maybe 15 of the 40s.
Okay, you got some work to do.
Somewhere there.
I'll tell you this, man, and this is why I always ask, and I'm gonna say it again.
I'm gonna be honest.
Do you like women?
Thinking this shit. Sorry?
Do you like women?
I love women. I love them.
Okay, so you're calling us. Every woman is different, right? They have different things that turns them on, different stuff. Did you ever have a conversation with these people you're involved with and say, hey, tell me something that you want me to do to you? Did you talk to them mentally? See, you talking about this emotional thing, but did you mentally have sex with them? Did you talk to her mentally and open her up mentally to say, hey, when we come in this room right here, these 4 walls, these are walls right here. Let's open this up. You tell me what you want me to do to you.
I kind of do the first part. I don't ask her that. I kind of find out, like, I'll ask her questions before we're talking, or in the bedroom. I'll tell her, like, what kind of porn you like. Like, well, I bet you like having fun conversations like
Not
this.
porn you like.
Yeah.
Where do you want these hands to be on your body? Do you talk to them?
Yeah, I do.
And they told you what they like.
They have, yes.
Caller, let me ask you a quick question. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to do something in the bedroom and women didn't want to do it?
Yes, there were a few times, yeah.
Like what? Give us an example. And I don't want to hear no shit about wearing no diapers either, motherfucker.
No, no. It's literally some girls just don't like to give me head. That's it. And they just want me to.
Okay, I'm glad. That's enough right there. Stop right there. This is what you're encountering. Okay, and I want all guys to listen to this. The mere fact that a woman will have sex with you to begin with, there is some submission there. But if you have women that won't do what you like, they're not fully sexually submitted to you. Okay, I need you to understand that. When a woman, when we talk about true sexual compatibility, this is a woman that is completely submissive to you sexually. Okay, meaning damn near anything you want to do within reason, as long as you ain't hurting her, right? She down to do it.
That's what a safe word is for, Zach.
She down to anything. Call her. I had women that would suck dick on command. I'll just suck my dick right quick. They'll just unzip the shit and start sucking it. Okay, or fuck on command even. A woman who is completely sexually submissive, like basically, whenever you want me and I'm available, you can have me. Period. So you're dealing with women who they're having sex with you, where they just want to have sex, but they don't care about pleasing you. There is no way you can have sexual compatibility with a woman who withholds pleasing you.
Right.
If that makes sense. Y'all got it.
Okay. Well, when I answered that part, those women were, I think they just wanted a quick pipe, and we never saw each other again afterwards. I understood that from the beginning. You know, that's why when she didn't want to suck my dick, I'm like, I get it. You know, and
I'm confused. Hasn't this been going on for 3-4 months?
I'll talk to you point. But like a woman that I'm seeing, as soon as she switches up and she doesn't want to suck my dick no more, I kind of just keep it pushing. You know, she found a better leader. That's how.
Wait. So you had that happen too?
No. If it ever did, that's how. What I'm saying. I think, like I said, the reason why I'm even calling was out of confusion and overthinking some bullshit that didn't need to be thought out.
Right.
In my current life.
All right.
Be honest.
And you guys kind of showed me that, so I respect you guys. And like I said,
well, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go, but be honest real quick. Caller, be honest, because you keep talking about confusion. Is there any part of you where you lack confidence in your ability to sexually satisfy women?
No.
So you're completely confident?
Yeah.
What the fuck were you confused about?
Like if I was missing anything else.
You're missing the finishing move. It's a very beautiful move where it works every time.
Just it was like to check it out, and they kind of just confused me, and I feel like that's what's going on. That's it.
Right.
That I personally think you don't know yourself sexually enough. That's what I think.
Allowing just a single video on YouTube to confuse you and to make you curious. I mean, maybe you're not using the right words, but it just sounds, like it's like I know I'm Miles Cunningham, and then somebody just says, "Hey, I think you might be Peter Taylor," and I'm like, "Word." Yo, let me call up K Zaggin and ask him, yo, K Zaggin, you think I might be Peter Taylor? Because I'm kind of curious, because I'm not sure, because it sounds weird. So if you had you got 40, you say you had 40 partners, you a grown ass man, and it's like, yeah, if you're just trying to make an improvement. So look, I would say this: if you called in and said, hey, I'm looking for a way to be more connected to my sexual partners. Do you guys have any tips? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe that'll work. But the fact that you said you're curious, the way that you brought it to us, you seem to be from a place of weakness, or you seem to be from a place of lack. So that's what I was trying.
Sure.
So that's what I was trying to get you to understand. Okay. I was trying to explore the background of why you're asking the question, so we could get to the root of the issue. So, but basically, a big part of the issue is that you're still working on your masculine identity. So you still have things that you're unsure of. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, caller, what you need to do, because it sounds like what you want to do is get women to explore the depths of their sexuality. You got to explore yours first. You have to know who you are first. You know what I'm saying? And then, see, here's the thing that a lot of guys miss out on. And we're talking about turning out a woman, where you introduce women to things they never either felt before or never done before. So in other words, a woman can do something with you that she's done before, but the way that you do it, she's never felt it quite that way before. Okay? Meaning you're not a standout lover. You are a serviceable lover. There is a difference. I want guys to understand there's a big difference between being a serviceable lover. Oh, he's okay. I mean, I enjoy it. Versus, God, girl, this dude is doing shit to me. He's driving me crazy with the shit that he's doing to me. There is a difference.
Yep. So,
all right, much respect. Like, I feel you guys actually made it more.
Let me ask you a question. Earlier, you said you never had a woman climax from cunnilingus. Is that because you don't eat pussy?
Yeah, I don't eat pussy, man.
You don't eat pussy. Okay, that's
cool. Yeah.
No. You could have just said, I don't do that type of shit.
That's cool if you don't eat pussy. However, that might be a part of your sexual exploration that might be blocking some shit too. You understand? Because when you eat pussy, it's not just about eating pussy. It also allows you to understand a woman's vagina. It allows you to understand the sensitivity of it and certain other things. It allows you to understand the rhythm of how she likes certain things. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, not only that, but a clitoral orgasm is one of the strongest orgasms a woman can have.
Yeah.
So caller. Now I'm not trying to convince you. You know what I'm saying? To equal
Yeah,
the two
no.
up. You know what I'm saying, but here's the thing. I'm just telling you what I know personally, right? I know that cunnilingus can give women full body orgasms, where literally once you lift up your head and you put that number right there because it's all over the place and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can literally touch her and she's still convulsing. Literally touch her. Like, run your fingers down the inside of her thighs to her fucking calves, and she's continuing to have orgasms as you touch her because of the sensitivity from that orgasm you gave her.
Exactly.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Exactly. And
nobody's encouraging you.
Yeah, we're not trying to tell you
right. And that will in turn affect the orgasms from penetration, depending on the order in which you do it. Again, nobody's trying to convince you. It's just that you called up and said that you're trying to figure out ways to be more sexually connected to your partners, and then there's things that you just don't do. So I'm just saying the things that you don't do might be blocking you from that extra exploration. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
And do they ask you? Do they ask you?
Yeah.
Have these two women that you're involved with, do they ask you?
Ask me what?
To eat their pussy.
One of them did, and I told her I don't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you like this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. My sexual identity, my best sessions come from after a clean STD test from all parties in a great, wonderful shower. That's when my best sessions are, boy. You know, man, all rated MA. Don't come in there after that. So once you understand what you are willing to do, you can stand by that. Always improve. You know, I feel that. I always like to improve. I always can be better. I'm not a master at it yet, but I'm getting there. So my thing is, know yourself, represent yourself, and then go from there. But talk to them though. Talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And caller, whatever you do, if you ever develop a fetish for eating treats, don't do it to every woman, and don't do it right away. Be very, very, very selective. I'm very selective. I'm picky as hell, and it's gonna be a minute. So for all you guys that when you guys have sex for the first time with a woman and y'all putting your tongue down on y'all niggas is nasty. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
we don't do that type of shit.
I need some soapy time.
All right, caller.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Hope the conversation helped you, brother. All right, man. You have a good one. Thanks for the call. All right, peace. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Y'all could call in. Y'all could call in 919-647-9392, 647-9392.
It'd be a great time to call in right now. We only got about 15 minutes on the show.
Yeah.
Don't wait to the last second, even though we usually extend a little bit of overtime, but Miles is already yawning. He's been yawning the whole time.
This nigga Miles had his hand in his.
He had a night, y'all. He had a night.
I'm surprised you ain't got the robe on and shit.
Yeah.
Man, I'm busy. I got a lot of things I got a lot of things going on. I'm preparing for the show, and I'm still trying to keep up with all the shit that I got to do on the day to day, man. Forgive me.
No, you straight. So I'm gonna get straight to the question then. To the questions. Why these niggas? Don't be scared. Call in. If you agree, disagree, if you got a testimonial, whatever the case may be, feel free to call in. So John Taylor says, do you think the fact that one needs to run game? I hate when you niggas say run game. Like stop saying that. Don't put it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's flawed in itself. Because run game, that implies that it's deceitful and manipulative. We don't do that.
Right.
Shouldn't it just happen naturally without having to use a strategy or a technique? It becomes a part of who you are. This is how I'm going to answer it. Okay, now I got to go take a piss right quick. This is how I'm going to answer it. For all you guys, I know TMI. All right, so for all you guys who do not trade stocks, okay, let's say for the sake of argument, you wanted to get into trading stocks. let's say you didn't want to learn shit. You just wanted to do it all by yourself. You just started trading shit. Okay, you're gonna make a lot of fucking mistakes. You're gonna lose a lot of money and make a lot of mistakes because you don't know what you're doing. Now, over time, can you get better at it? Can you become more efficient and proficient at doing it? Yes, but it's gonna take you a long time, and you're gonna make a lot of mistakes and lose a lot of money while at it. Or what you can do is you can seek out consultation from someone who's good at trading stocks, someone who's written books on it, someone who has a YouTube channel and he actually knows what he's talking about. And you're going to learn a lot faster at how to do it. So if he's teaching you how to do it, if he's giving you pointers, guess what he's giving you? The game on how to trade stocks.
Right.
Period. Y'all got it.
I'd say this for people that kind of looking down on strategies, techniques, and stuff. It's not about exactly that, because if anything you do, you want to do it so much that it's just you. Because if not, you're just pretending.
Right.
So my thing is, my pops used to always tell us, I have an older brother, and he would say that you're not 12, you should act like you're 14, because your older brother should be teaching you what he knows. And he's not 14, you should be acting like, he's 16, and he's not 16, you should be acting like he's 18. And we used to go out to the club when we was, of age, and we had younger brothers. Now, my younger brother was about 18. He couldn't get into the club itself, and had a 16, but they would sit in the parking lot. And when we'd come out in the parking lot, and they'd be sitting there talking to ladies, just talking to them. Some of them didn't even go to the club. They sit there talking to my little brother. And I used to come out, my little brother, my little cousin, I used to come out and just kind of chuckle and laugh. And it's because they talked like they were older, because they had learned from their older brother, who learned from their older brother. So my thing is, it's not that you're trying to run game or strategy or technique. It's just your mind has developed because you have sharpened your tool set, or sharpened your mind with other people that know something. And you might have listened, or you might have took it under key, you know what I'm saying? So you should always want to be a better person of yourself. And when you become a better person yourself, the things you learn become naturally in you. Like, you could read a book and you might be able to recite some things from that book, but when you really start to read it again, or start to live as the advice in the book, next thing you know, it becomes you. It's no longer just a habit, it's just how you operate.
Yeah, and I'll say, I think guys need to, like, have a better understanding of what game is, because game is not something that you run. Game is not like game is funny, but game is not a game. Like, it's not anything frivolous. Game is a part of your identity. Game is a part of who you are. You understand? So it's not it's not like, it's something that can happen naturally, but you have to be conscious. It's something that happens naturally, but it's still conscious. You understand? It's not unconscious, meaning that you're not just allowing life to happen. Game is when what you desire, what you want, and the way that you want it, based on who you are, coincides with life and a natural occurrence. You get what I'm saying? So because you understand yourself and you understand your environment, you're able to move a certain way so things happen the way you want them. And it looks like a natural occurrence, but you've influenced the natural occurrence so it happens the way you want it. But that is the beauty of game, when you can understand the relationship between yourself and your environment, yourself and the rest of the world. You understand? And so it's not game is not anything about deceit or manipulation. It's more about influence. It's more about putting, allowing yourself to connect and relate. And when you relate to your environment, that's when you're able to influence your environment and things go the way that you want them.
Just real quick, my short definition of game is communication of manhood.
I like that.
How I communicate, how I display myself. That's the game. When I sit and talk to my boss at work, or to a young lady I just met, it's just communicating my manhood.
Well, this is what I would say because there's a lot of guys that still don't get game. They act like we just making shit up. Okay,
Right.
Just the term or the phrase or the word game predates all of us.
Exactly.
Period. For those of you who don't know who Iceberg Slim is, right? On YouTube, he has an audio joint, right? Listen to his audio joint. He breaks down because he was a pimp. He breaks down how he got into being pimping. And I'm not advocating for pimps, right?
Right.
What I'm saying is, but now he was born. I believe he was born in the 1920s or maybe a little before then. So he uses game throughout the whole fucking time. So this shit predates us. So basically, what he was talking about was he got into pimping and he was green. He didn't really know shit. He knew just enough to get started, but as he got more and more into it, he made a lot of mistakes until he got the game from older pimps,
right.
Guys who had way more experience than him, way more knowledge, and were wiser. Once they pulled his coattail, and they used that terminology too back then, right? Once he got the game, he took off. He became better at it. He became more efficient and proficient at what he was doing to have the results that he wanted with women. Now, game in and of itself does not have anything to do with women per se. Now, you can relate it to women, but game in and of itself, somebody says something that game is everywhere and in everything, and it's true, right? Someone can give you the game on how to write a book. Somebody can give you a game on how to rebuild a car engine. If you don't know it and someone is teaching you, they're giving you the game on it. It's really semantics. You can take out the word game and probably insert a whole bunch of different other words.
Right.
But game is what we use to describe what the fuck we're talking about. So hopefully, goofy ass dudes like the Passport Bros and other dudes, I gotta mention it. oh, these niggas always talking about game. You don't need no game. The fuck you don't. Even look, let me tell y'all something. Even when these Passport Bros do videos and they tell you places not to go,
right,
what to avoid, they're giving you the game on how to conduct yourself in that foreign country because they've been there. It's game. It's all game, man. You can't avoid this shit. All right, anyway, man, we good on the calls, right?
Yeah, we're still good on calls. Yeah, you have another question in there?
Yeah, we got one.
Okay.
So he says, "Why is it that each time I get close to a woman, y'all ask these questions like we know who the fuck y'all are?"
Well, first of all, Ivan Malco, my question to you is: did you start getting therapy yet? And
are you familiar with this dude?
Yeah, I know this guy, and if that's the case, then you probably need to speak to your therapist. It's some questions we can't help y'all with, guys. Some questions, if you're too far gone when it comes to your mental issues or your emotional issues, we can't help you with. Because when it comes to look, the name of the show is Manhood is a Skill Set. So that means you gotta at least have some type of masculine baseline. So if there's things you can't understand about yourself emotionally, then you need to go talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But he says, why is it that each time I get close to a woman, not my girlfriend, I feel like I owe her something. And then I slowly start to distance myself from the situation. That sounds like some manic depressive type shit, like some bipolar shit to me. That's what it sounds like. But I'm not no professional. But again, you should probably talk to one.
Yeah, I don't even know how to answer that question because he's asking it as if we're in his head, and we can visibly see the situation play out. You got some issues. There are some issues, and I just want to say this about codependency. Codependency issue works two ways, meaning you can have codependency issues where you have unhealthy attachments to people, and you can have codependency issues where you are afraid to have a connection with people. You're afraid to be vulnerable and quote unquote let people in, right? So it can work one of the two ways, and you can have some of that going on. We don't know you well enough to diagnose you, fam. Like Miles said, we're not clinical psychologists. We don't know what's going on.
I'm telling you, bro.
All right, Jay Roman, you want to touch on that before I hop on the next joint?
No, I think y'all just right that you might need to get help, or maybe you ain't shit, and so you find somebody nice that you try to save them from you. But either way, you might want to sit on somebody's couch, man, and try to figure that stuff out, man. Sometimes people just got to realize, like you guys are right.
I don't feel like I owe a woman anything. I never felt that way.
I wouldn't say this is not professional help because you guys give great advice and been doing it for years. Right. I just think that it needs a different style of counseling forum than this. This is building your life up, not your mind up. Sometimes your mind is a little different,
right?
And this, you might have to get somebody to really get in touch with yourself and your mind and give yourself some better thoughts, because when I see people say they dissing themselves from something, I start to wonder about them. Like, maybe they know they ain't too good. So.
Yeah, it could be that they know they ain't shit. Like Miles said, sometimes women ain't shit. This is why women be laughing at y'all niggas when y'all take them out on extravagant dates. Because if they were men, they wouldn't take themselves out to them dates. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I mean, I'd spend money on yourself, though, man. Spend money on yourself. Cats need to start spending money on themselves and getting these counselors and getting these, and don't tell nobody, man. Just work on yourself. Just hide away, work on yourself, and then come back out later on a better you. Like, I know in the social media world, you always got to get, some confirmation from other people and validation, and just go work on yourself, man. Work on yourself. Step back out, feeling great, feeling better, and get back to being a part of this world.
Facts.
The answer to that, Zay, is all we do is talk about, number one, respecting yourself. All we do is talk about this type of shit. So he said, can y'all do a show on respect? Sometimes I don't know if I'm being disrespected by people or if I'm just being sensitive. Probably the latter.
Yeah, sound like you're being sensitive. And I've said this before. I've said this a bunch of times. Disrespect, for the most part, is a choice. You understand? Disrespect is a choice. When somebody says something out of pocket to you, it is your choice on how you want to receive it. Where you could just walk away from them, or you can realize that the majority of the times when people say quote unquote disrespectful shit, they're going through something. Whatever's coming out of whatever's inside of them is coming out. So that means that they're going through something. Now, if I choose to take it as disrespect, then that's on me, because a nigga could stand there and be like, yo, Miles, you a bald-headed fat fuck, and you ain't shit, and you don't get no bitches. Now, what do I know about myself? I know I get bitches. I know I'm handsome. I know I'm fly. And I know even though I might have a love handle, bitches be gripping on that shit when they giving me deep throat. You understand? So is him calling me a fat bald nigga? Do I have to get angry at that? Because there's things that I know about myself that keep me confident and happy about who I am. So him saying that shit to me, do I have to choose to be disrespected or offended by that? Or can I just carry on about my day and let that nigga talk his shit? Which one? And which one is more beneficial to my life? You get what I'm saying? So once you realize that when people talk shit, it's whatever they going through. Now, if you threaten me physically, put your hands on me, or stop me from, moving where I'm trying to move, then that's an entirely different story. And that's an entirely different form of disrespect. Then we got to start, considering other things. But if people are just being disrespectful to you just based on the way that they talking or some other frivolous bullshit, then chances are you just being sensitive, and you need to learn how to, first of all, know who you are and put yourself in environments where you're not around people that would choose to disrespect you for no fucking reason. Because that's another thing, too, that a lot of y'all niggas don't really think about. Y'all love to be like, yo, niggas be trying to try me and shit, man. Niggas be wilding out. Niggas be talking shit. Yeah, but where do you like to hang out? What's the quality of people you hang with? Mm-hmm. And why are you choosing to be around these fucking people?
This is what I would say. Like, an example would be this. Like, let's say you try to talk to a woman and she basically shuts you the fuck down. Hey, I'm not interested. Can you please just leave me alone? I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
A lot of guys would think that's disrespect. I don't. It's because it's not that serious. Like, for me to really feel disrespected by someone, it would have to be someone that I personally know that understands who the fuck I am. Mm-hmm. And that understands how I move, and they are blatantly disrespecting me because they feel away. But they knew who I am, and this is a person that always had respect for me and always showed respect. Now they're being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just look at it differently. A lot of people, y'all give strangers too much credit. Yeah. They're strangers. They're They're strangers. These women y'all meet when y'all be getting mad and shit at these women. Oh, you know, you got niggas that be making videos talking about, I was made to eat shit and I got tired of being treated like shit. It's that bad. That's why I went overseas. And my thing is, how can a strange woman you don't know make you feel like you ain't shit? I just want to know what kind of power, if a woman you don't know got that kind of power over you, oh,
Right.
nigga, don't get married.
Right.
Don't do that. Nigga, you gonna delete yourself behind that one. Don't do that. But y'all got it.
But look,
I always tell people, yeah, your bad day ain't gonna be my bad day. I ain't gonna
Exactly.
let your bad day be my bad day. And the reverse is, if I say something and you could take it two ways, why would you take it the way that would offend you? Because you know, I didn't say it to offend you. I just told you the truth or whatever. So, you know, I'm not gonna let nobody else's bad day be my bad day. A lot of times I laugh at different little things that people might say, and you know, that could offend you or you feel disrespected. But you know, yeah, you being sensitive, bro.
That's it. He said, "Is it okay to see a woman with a man? To what? Is it okay if you see a woman with a man to ask if they are together first before you ask her out?" Yeah, that's a respectable thing to do.
I've seen dudes where dudes been at a restaurant at a booth, and behind that guy is a man and a woman sitting at a booth. He will literally turn around, hey man, I ain't trying to be rude or nothing. Are y'all together? Right? And to me, now me personally, I don't do all of that. I don't necessarily do that. But if you do that, understand that you're gonna have some guys that are simps, okay? And they might take offense because you can just answer the question, yeah, bro, that's my lady. Or let her, matter of fact, don't even answer it. Let her answer it. See what she gonna say. Let her answer it. Yeah.
But see, strategically speaking, the best thing to do is to say, "Hey, how you guys doing? How do you guys know each other?" That's what you need to ask. Don't ask if that's your girl, if that's your lady. Just be like, hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? How y'all know each other? And then see what goes from there. Because when you say, how do y'all know each other? Because when you say, hey man, is that your girl? You're opening too much for them to know your position. Because when you say, is that your girl? You're exposing the fact that it's your position to find out if she's somebody's girl. Why would you want to be finding out if she's somebody's girl? Because you're probably trying to make her your girl. So you're exposing too much by asking if that's your girl. But what you say is, hey, how do you two know each other? You understand? And then I keep it neutral.
You know, I'm different. I don't really ask that question at all.
Me neither.
I go up and I talk. I go up and I talk, and you know, some you know, you guys got to start judging the room, the vibe, like if she holding his hand and looking into his eyes, and then he get up and walk away, like you know.
Yo, J. Roman,
that might be his girl. You know what I'm saying? So,
J. Roman, I'm with you. It's just that these kids, they want their questions answered. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my thing is, it's not my job to break down their relationship. If they sitting some distance away and she's looking at me and you know we vibing and I go and say something, it's her job to let me know her situation and what's going on. And if she doesn't do that, I'm assuming that it's all cool. If he's sitting there, I'm assuming it's all cool. I don't have to know, you know, that first, you know. But if there's come on, fellas, like read the room, see the vibe, see the vibe. Did he open the door? Did he give it a little look? Did he like if they out on the first date, you can kind of tell the vibe. Like,
is he grabbing all on her ass?
Yeah, like you know,
like that. You know, leave it alone.
Yo,
check around, man.
When a female is with me, niggas know.
Yeah, I just think these guys make it way too hard for yourselves. You guys be making stuff way too hard by analyzing every situation.
Yeah, exactly. My rule of thumb is if she reckless eyeballing, I'm gonna get at her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if that's her man, because I've been in situations where a chick is reckless eyeballing, and then I see him holding hands, and I'm like, "What's up?" And she says, she does this number right here, and then she'll point like I'm about to walk over there. So I'm literally about to I'm about to go ahead and exchange phone numbers, even though I know she would have meant, but she reckless eyeballing. So I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her like, and she's basically we doing all types of mouthing.
Yeah.
So she with a man, but she reckless eyeballing. So I'm gonna get at her. So if your girl reckless eyeballing and y'all holding hands, I'm gonna get at your girl. She reckless eyeballing. I'm just letting you know.
I didn't had a napkin get thrown over the booth and land, and I open it up. It's the number. You know, and it's just like, oh, okay. You know, like, yeah. All I'm saying is, but once you do know something, I'm a type of person. Once I do know something, then that is what it is. So I'm not gonna. I ain't fighting for somebody I don't.
Oh yeah, we ain't doing that. And I would say for you guys, the rule of thumb is just stay away from women that got men, because most of you dudes, yeah, if y'all do have sex with the chick, then you're gonna try and fight the dude because you want the chick for yourself and all that type of shit. You're gonna question the chick about why she ain't coming over more. So just find a woman that at least appears unattached. Tamir with the 10, respect. Thanks for the game today. No doubt, fam. No doubt. We good on the calls, right, Miles?
Yeah, we good on calls.
Okay, so he says, there's another one right here. Okay, I'm not gonna say the nigga's name. How to not be intimidated by women's beauty. Miles, you want this one first, bro? These questions be irritating me sometimes.
To focus, how you do that is to basically just focus on yourself. You understand? Because I'll always tell you guys, when I'm in the room fucking, I'm the sexiest person in the room. I don't know what y'all heard.
Oh shit! Every time.
So again, focus on yourself. Don't be like again, and I said this again the other day. You have to decide a woman's beauty. You understand? You have to remember that, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, I judge a woman's beauty. I decide if she's beautiful or not. So how can I be like, what's the word? How can I be intimidated by something that I judge? You understand? How can I be intimidated by something that I decided? You understand? I'm the one that, like, again, I know who I am, so I know the type of women that I like. So I'm looking. So when I see a woman that she got that natural hair, she thick, she dark skin, and all the curves is in the right places, I feel a way because I know what I like. But it doesn't have anything to do with the object. It has everything to do with me. You understand? So when I approach her, I'm approaching her because I'm about to acquire something that I like. So everything about her beauty has everything to do with me. So I can't be intimidated by it. If anything, that's like saying I'm intimidated by myself. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of guys can't see it that way because they see the object as separate from them. If I see something I like, it's a part of me. I'm just going to get it. So there's no way I could be intimidated by it.
Okay, let me go ahead, J. Roman. You got it.
No, it's a lot of times, Miles. They hear that and they be like, "But you know what a 10 is? Everybody know what a natural looking 10 is, and everybody knows what
No
this
such
is,
thing as
and
man, I'm out.
man, look at that, man. Everybody know natural beauty and but when you know yourself and you know what you like, that's where the difference comes in. That, like, and I always tell people, take the makeup off, take the hair, the nails, the whatever you got to take off, the eyelashes. I don't know any dude that was like, damn, I wouldn't date her. Like, you got the fake eyelash on.
Throw her in the pool and see what comes out.
Yeah, take all that off. Now put her in the bathroom, taking a dump, and you smelling it. Like, I'm just saying, like, these are human beings. Like, it's just, they're just like everybody else. I don't understand it. Like, me personally, she ain't really beautiful until I see that apron, and the eggs going, and the cooking, and that's a beautiful sight. If you ain't never sat on the beach on the balcony and had a beautiful woman bring you something to eat with that for your orange juice, and that's a sight you like, oh, that's what I like. I like tall women too. So
you getting this dick later, girl.
Yeah,
that little meals you
getting the full stroke too, the good one. I ain't even holding nothing to that. So I mean, you gotta have. If you know yourself, you know your preferences, you know what you like, then it's not just about what she looks like. It's how she speaks, how she carries herself, how she acts. And you only can judge that after you've vented her for so much time that you shouldn't be intimidated by just her looks from the jump.
Exactly.
Let me
And I
say
love that
this.
scene. Just real quick, I love that scene. I forget, was it "I'm gonna get you, sucker" or
Mhm.
whatever? When she was sitting there, and he wanted to confess. He was like,
He
I know I
wanted to
said
confess
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I know I said I had 12 inches, but I ain't got 12 inches. And she was like, ha ha ha. Well, look at me. I ain't got this either. And she took her leg out. She took her hair out, the fake boobs off, and she was sitting there taking all this stuff off. And he was like, oh, I gotta go. And she was like, no, I feel free. Don't you feel free? And it's just, you know, come on, man. Don't make it harder than it is. Y'all make it harder than what it is. It's just a human being. Say
But let
hello.
me add this: being intimidated by a woman's beauty reeks of low self-esteem and insecurity.
Facts.
Because you're pedestalizing her. You're saying just based on how she looks, she is so much better than me. So you're literally looking up to her. You know what I'm saying? And when you're looking up to a woman, what are you going to do? You're going to find yourself doing all types of shit to show her that you're worthy to even be in her presence, almost like you bowing down to her and shit. And she's so beautiful, I'm intimidated. Because you will have women that will say they are intimidated by a man who's in great shape when they're not. Okay. And that comes from insecurity for feeling like, I know he gonna look good naked, but when I get naked, is he gonna think I look good? That's insecurity and low self-esteem and a lack of confidence in oneself, right? So when you're intimidated by a woman, it speaks volumes of how you really think about yourself more so than you think about the woman.
I told a young lady once, we had a pretty good time too. But when we first met, she's kind of looking at me, and I said, I see you looking at me like I ain't your type. And she's like, well, yeah. I said, I know, I'm your type. You just don't know it yet. And then we went on from there. But she understood the confidence in it. So, sometimes you guys stop presenting this low self esteem confidence and just say hello.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to get up out of here, man. I'll see you guys soon. And I appreciate everybody, the chat, the callers, everybody. J. Roman, peace. K. Zach, and peace. I'll check y'all out, man.
Peace.
All right, peace.
All right. So we got these 2 questions real quick, then we're going to bounce
All right.
with these.
All right.
All right. So King Solar Power says, if you're having a good time, shouldn't they be having a good time? Not necessarily. I can be enjoying myself, but the woman isn't. Look, let me tell y'all something. When you offer a date to a woman, it's not about you saying, let me select a date or a venue that I think she's going to enjoy. Y'all have to remember that you are basically showing a woman who you are. Okay, your date choice, where you choose to go out on a date, should be some insight into who you are and what you are about. So when you do the date, you're going to choose something that you enjoy. Like, I have a good time indulging in this, that, or the third. And you're just basically inviting her along while you enjoy yourself. If she's not enjoying herself, what that normally means is she ain't really feeling you. Because if she's feeling you, she's going to be about what you are about. Period. And even if she's not initially about it, she's going to get her mind right because she's feeling you and she's enjoying your company. Your company should mean more to her than where you're actually at. So if you're enjoying yourself with a woman who's feeling you, by virtue of that, she's going to be cool. But if she's not enjoying herself, what she is saying is, I'm not really feeling this guy. Okay, you're not compatible with that woman. That's really what that is. You got something you want to add to that, Phil?
Yeah. So, ain't nobody, sometimes you're going to be in a spot that maybe she just ain't enjoying. So, but like you said, if they really into you, they'll enjoy it by looking at you enjoying it. Like, there's so many times you've been somewhere where somebody was like, I really didn't have a cool time, but the way you were having a cool time, they was feeling that because they were into you. That you was just happy, vibing, and having a good time. So, I mean, I think this one of the questions to me, you guys make it a lot more harder. Just go. You should be introducing her to something. If she's not having a good time, you roll back. When you rolling, you have that discussion. You have, oh no, I didn't really have a good time. All right. Well, we're gonna try something else. We'll go from there. We're gonna see. Expand your horizons. Like, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. What do you want to do? Well, I want to do something lame and boring that some other guy did for me. That's not going to set you off unique, but teach me that if I tell you to do something, that's what you're going to do.
Exactly. You're going to end up acquiescing to the woman, appeasing her, pacifying her.
Exactly. So,
and you're gonna think that she's gonna like you for it, and she might actually enjoy what you're doing, but automatically, whether it's a conscious thing or a subconscious thing, women will not respect you if they dictate to you and you listen. They
I
won't
think
fucking respect you. They just won't.
I think before I told the story about me going to the movies. I enjoy movies, and I took some ladies on movie dates, and sometimes, one of them was like, a movie date is not a good first date. I was like, oh yeah, 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 because it's not like you sit and talk. I was like, oh okay, well don't worry, you ain't gonna be here again. In my head, I just,
There you
we're not
go.
coming again. You're not for me
There you go.
because I like
There you go.
movies. So
Just sit here and enjoy my aura.
yeah,
Just let it enjoy my aura.
yeah, we can talk at dinner. How much talking you want to do? Here we go. Let's watch this
Here we
movie.
go. So this guy right here, J-Bone93 says, what are some examples of flirting without complimenting her physically? My question to you, what aversion do you have to complimenting a woman physically? Now, you don't have to compliment a woman physically to get your point across. The problem that a lot of guys have is that on one hand, they feel like they have to compliment a woman physically. That's one thing. The other part of it is you'll have guys that tell you not to do it. I'm not going to tell you not to compliment a woman physically. I would just tell you this. Stay away from the you're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you're very pretty. Stay away from using those. Women have heard that shit their whole life. Their aunts, their uncles, their co-workers, their teachers, they hear that same shit. Be a little more original in what you say to women. So you don't have to compliment a woman on her physical attributes necessarily, or you could. Okay, you can compliment her on the dress she has on. You can compliment her legs. You can say something about her juicy ass lips or whatever. Right? You don't have to necessarily say anything about her face. Y'all got to remember when we talk about flirting, the whole point in being flirtatious is to let the woman know that you desire her sexually without asking for sex. You don't have to ask. That's corny as fuck. But you can let a woman know by how you're speaking to her that you feeling her that way, right? And part of being flirtatious also is to give that woman an opportunity to reciprocate her interest back, assuming there is sexual interest on her part. You got it, Phil.
Yeah, I think sometimes that this is where that too worried, too concerned about, you know, kind of listening to some of the dating coaches where they talk about flirting and setting that tone and when it doesn't have to be about the looks itself. It should be about the way you speak, talk to her. Flirting should have started long time ago. You know, even the way you look, even the way you say certain things.
You can flirt with body language. You don't
Yeah,
need no words.
body language, and you know, there's sometimes like when I say something and a little reluctancy, and I look and I say, "Ah, I see you a little feisty, huh?" And then they respond. I say, "Okay, I just want you to understand, I like a little feistiness." That's about it, right? Even that right there, they understand that. I'm flirting with them. They understand that because I'm talking about further or future things that's going to happen, or behaviors that need to happen for this to continue. So it's not always just about the looks, because truthfully, you're flirting with her mind. And I think some of
That's
you guys are trying to flirt with her vagina instead of her mind. You're trying to get her enticed so she wants to have sex with you, but you're forgetting that enticement needs to happen in the mind.
exactly, because a lot of guys are thinking about the physical attributes of sex
Exactly.
versus the mental component of it. Let
So
me say this: a Duke of Lux with the Norwegian Chrome, $20. Appreciate that, fam. Somebody said something I want to point out. What are you teasing her though? What's the point of teasing her? It's not to say that you can't, but are you teasing her because that's you? You're the type of guy who does that, or are you the type of guy where you heard someone tell you to make fun of her? Like, I mean, what do you mean by teasing? You gotta be a little more specific as to what you mean by teasing her, because you can playfully tease a woman about something without trying to make fun of her. You know what I'm saying? Like an example would be this: like guys will say something like if a chick talks about a book or something, oh, aren't you the intelligent one? You know what I'm saying? Basically trying to make fun of her and shit. No, you don't want to do that. You can tease a woman, but again, what are you doing? Are you doing something that's unique to your own personality, or are you doing something that you heard someone else say and you think is going to work for you? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about, here's the thing about that. Guys have to get out of the habit of, well, I want to say something that's going to work. Okay. When I flirt with a woman, I'm just doing me. Okay. Or if I'm complimenting a woman, I'm just doing me. A lot of guys, they have expectations based on their compliments. Oh, if I say this to her, I expect a response that's favorable for me. This is why guys make videos about not complimenting women or not validating women, because everything they do is simply about trying to get sex. It's not about them. Because I can compliment a woman who's appreciative of the compliment, but she don't want to have sex with me. So am I going to be mad because it didn't quote unquote work? And now I'm going to say, well, I'm not going to compliment a woman ever again because she didn't want to give me no sex. That's dumb.
Yeah, I find that there's this thing that I found out about. I didn't know. It's called egging or something. And I remember some girl told me.
These terminologies, man.
Yeah, some girl said, "Oh, you're one of those that egging," and I had to find out that basically there's a technique that people teach where it basically puts down whatever she talks about, or basically you kind of challenge her for everything to gain her interest.
Which is dumb.
And so for me, if that's the nagging, there you go. Certified Tyrone corrected me on that. It's called nagging, I believe.
Let me look it up.
I didn't even know what it was or something. But if you're a natural person that likes to tease, that's your personality, then tease. Because if you find somebody that gets your humor, that can take that and vibe and roll with you, then you just one step to showing them yourself, your genuine self, and boom, you met somebody that genuinely can roll with you because they get your personality, and that's okay.
So this is what it means: insult or undermine someone in the belief that diminished self-confidence will make them more receptive to sexual advances. So an example would be if a woman asks you, so how do you think I look in my dress? I mean, you kind of chunky, if you lost a little weight, I think it would look better on you. Man, you say that shit, chicks they out of there. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to make a woman feel bad thinking that she's gonna want to fuck you because you said something that made her feel low. Like that's some dumbass shit. I don't know where guys got that goofy ass shit from.
But if that's your personality and that's who you are,
then do you? Yeah.
My brother, he's a dry sense of humor type person, and he never said a straight up compliment, but he's funny, and so for him it works. For him, it's one of those things where he can say something, and he finds people that vibe with him that understands it. And so remember, you still have to be a genuine self of you. So if you're the type of person to challenge people and to bring that, it will be consistent with your personality. And so, that will shine through and you'll find people to match with that. But if you're just doing it just as a ploy to get her, or a technique, like somebody said earlier, then it wouldn't be genuine. It's not going to last, and they'll see right through that. So just be yourself. If that's who you are, then hey, vibe with it. But don't use it as a technique. I can't hear you.
It comes back to just being yourself. If it's in your personality to give backhanded compliments, fuck it, do you. You know what I'm saying? If that's something you're comfortable with and the results or exactly how you like them to be, do you. There are some people who are like that. They give backhanded compliments all goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? I have a tendency to do that with women I've dealt with for a while. I don't typically do that with women I just met, but you can do that all day.
See, I'm a witty person. I do it all day. And when they talk to me or say something like, yeah, that was a good one. Like, okay, you got me on that one. Like, and it's just, but it has to be your personality, because when they come back and say something to you or get all lipped and something and you don't know how to handle it, then you realize that, hey, you're only doing it to try to get her attention. It wasn't you.
Let me
Be
address this.
genuine about yourself.
Okay, Zay, at what point am I telling you not to be direct? At what point did I tell you don't be direct? What are you talking about? Okay, at what point y'all be killing me with that? You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this real quick. Okay, this is what guys have to understand. I believe in dealing with women and being direct, authentic, and extremely transparent about what it is I want. Out the gate. I believe in setting a woman's expectations so she can make an informed decision as to whether or not she wants what I want. That's what I believe in. Now, I might be talking to a guy, it's not his personality. It's not his personality to be direct, right? So I can still give the guy some game and help him out, although he'll never be as direct as me. So this guy says, you said asking, nigga, when have you ever told me, when have you ever heard me tell you niggas to ask for sex? Come on, bro.
Can you please
asking, bro,
have sex?
If I tell a chick, see, asking, I need you guys to understand that when you ask, that's passive. When you direct or make a statement, that's assertive. So asking for sex is, so girl, what I got to do to get you in bed? That's asking. Girl, you know, when we gonna have sex, girl? We've been on 2 dates. That's you asking.
I just want to know where he took flirting straight to sex. Like, and this is the part that where you guys really need some help when understanding the whole thing and understanding yourself, because you can't do it exactly like Zag would do it, or exactly like Miles or me or any of the other coaches that you might see. Hopefully they should be teaching you how to do things within your own personality and the things that you are good at. So my thing is asking, we was talking about flirting and now we asking for sex.
Yeah, I'm not asking a woman for anything, because you can tell a woman you want to fuck her. That's not asking. It depends on how you deliver it. Like if you, like an example would be this. Like if you're talking to a young lady and you get her number and you tell her, hey, I want to take you out next week. Are you available? And she says yes. And she says, what do you got in mind? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a drink at this trendy spot that I know of. And if you play your cards right, you might get this dick. You're not asking. You're making a statement. There's a big difference. Big difference. So I just want to point that out. Okay, Zay, we good, but yeah, just someone earlier said context. Yeah, I don't believe in asking a woman or browbeating a woman or trying to convince a woman. You should never try to convince a woman of anything. You just show up, do you, and let her make the decision. Let her make the choice as to whether or not she wants to fuck with you in that way. But yeah, you got a lot of guys out here, they trying to convince women of shit. Come on, girl. Why you tripping? Wasn't I nice to you? Look, man, I took you out and everything. I was considerate. I was thoughtful. I've been a gentleman all night. Yeah, I know y'all heard that on these viral videos and shit. That's what these dudes be telling these chicks. Man, I've been a perfect gentleman all night and everything. Because they believe that me being nice and me being thoughtful and considerate, automatically that's going to make her want to have sex with me. No. That's going to put you in the friend zone. Damn, you're very friendly and nice, friend. But that's it, man. You got anything you want to say? Yeah, I know you do. Beautiful Isha Marie. I know you do. I know you hate that shit. That's what we try to tell these dudes. Like, stop being that type of guy. Like, guys are goofy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, fam.
They try to run game like a blueprint, like a script. You know, they believe game is a script, like they're reading it off. So lame. Like if I just say this, she's supposed to respond like that, and if I do this, she's supposed to respond like that, and so forth and so forth. But they never equate, for one, like you can't pull it off like somebody else can pull it off.
Well, what they fail
You
to
can't do it like
is
somebody else can do it, because it's not you. You have to do it under your guys, and so it ain't genuine. You ain't gonna have the same results, and it comes off as BS. It comes off as not genuine, it comes off as pretty lame to them, and then you get mad when they see it and like, nah, I'm good.
Well,
What?
here's what's happening with a lot of guys. Number one, you're going out on a date with a woman who is not sexually attracted to you. Then you're actually on a date with a woman who is still not sexually attracted to you, right? A lot of guys, they don't understand that just because a woman is pleasant, she laughs at your corny ass jokes, you know what I'm saying? That does not mean that she has genuine interest in you. And that's the mistake a lot of guys make. And they'll hear women say this publicly. I just want a guy who's going to be a gentleman. I'm tired of all these guys who just want sex. Okay, I need guys to understand when women say shit like that publicly, you have to decipher it. When women say, I'm tired of guys who just want sex, what they're really saying is, I'm tired of these guys who I'm not sexually attracted to thinking they can get sex. That's what they're saying. Because if a woman is sexually attracted to you, there is no shortage of women who are down to engage in casual sex with men they are actually sexually attracted to. But women, they want two things typically. They want to be dateable and they want to be sexually desired. Okay, let me say that shit again because this matters. They want to be dateable and they want to be sexually desired, meaning this. No woman wants every guy they deal with to just want to fuck them. If that's the case, they'll never go out on dates. They'll never be able to get into a relationship. So in order for them to be able to get into a relationship at some point, they have to be dateable and sexually desired by that guy. They have to be both, right? So if all women are encountering guys who don't want to do no dates with them and just want to have sex with them, that's gonna fuck with women because they actually want to be dateable too. So don't when women say shit publicly, don't automatically assume that just because women say, I want a guy who's a gentleman, a guy who knows how to treat a lady and take me out on a real date. Now, they do want that. But just because you're that guy that's going to do that to them doesn't mean they want to have sex with you, though. Now, you could be the guy that take them out on the date, do your little gentleman thing, and you end up fucking them at the end of the night. Well, that's because she's sexually attracted to you. Oftentimes, when a woman is sexually attracted to you, you don't need a date, and she's still going to do the damn thing. Or you can do the date, and she's still going to do the damn thing. Man, you got it, fam.
Nah, you're right about that. I just think that these guys don't leave any leeway for possibilities. Like they want it all scripted out to the exact point of their successful date. And maybe she wants a date, but you ever thought that maybe she just ain't your type? You ain't her type? Like women have types too. You might not just be her type. She went on a date with you. She thought it was gonna be fun. She thought it was gonna be cool, but like we were saying before, maybe she's just not really that attracted to you. Maybe your personality don't really vibe with hers. Maybe she just ain't feeling it. Maybe she's seeing that you're not the type of man that she kind of respects, because when you was at the dinner table and the waiter came out and, you were like, I don't know what I want to order yet. Come back in 5.
With your indecisive ass.
Right. You indecisive. I don't know what I want to order. Come back in 5. She might have been like, man, I done been with a dude that's like that. I already know your whole personality. Like, you brought me out on this date to this restaurant. You should know what you want to eat. Why I gotta wait. So it's a lot of different things, but you want to later on, oh man, this woman, blah blah blah. Like, man, you guys gotta enjoy the experience. And I find that the experience has become so much work that the enjoyment of getting to know another human being is not even there anymore.
Yeah, you can have an enjoyable time with a woman and never fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Like let me tell you how real dudes do it. If you take a woman out on a date and towards the end of the date, you either aren't feeling her or she isn't feeling you, or you guys both mutually decide that you no longer want to see each other past that date, how you're supposed to handle it like, hey, man, girl, hey, it was nice to meet you. Hey, good luck to you. I hope you meet that guy. You shouldn't be mad.
Right.
The only guys who are mad at the end of the date are guys who only did the date thinking it would lead to sex. Okay, which is, you should never do a date thinking that it's going to lead to sex. If you want to have sex, just tell a woman. So Zay says, great show. Respect to Zach, Miles, and Jay Roman. Thank you for the 5, Zay. Let me say this, because this is something else that guys don't think about. Could it be that the woman was sexually attracted to you at first, and then you took her out on a date, and now that she's been exposed to you for a little bit longer, she says, you know what? I was feeling this guy. I was thinking about going home with this guy at the end of the night, but now that I heard him say this, or now that I heard him say that, I'm going to go ahead and pass. Women do lose interest in you, although they had it at first. Now, some women will go out on a date with you and they never had the interest. Right. And they just went out because it was a free good time. But a lot of you guys, you're dealing with women who are genuinely interested in you. You just don't know how to maintain the momentum of attraction.
Or they just gave you a shot. He's not normally my type, but I'm going to give him a shot.
And she's telling you this is true. Women go out all the time and they be like there's a term. He could have had it until he opened his mouth. She was feeling you, but you said and or did things to turn her off. Like, in order for someone to be turned off, they first got to be turned on. So, and let me just say this to kind of illustrate my point a little further. I personally know women, and I said this, I think, last week on one of the shows, that I personally know women who were offered dates. And they told the guy, how about we skip the date and just go to your house and have sex? So that means the women were already sexually attracted to the guy without the date. Now, those same women will actually accept a date from a guy they are actually sexually attracted to, because in their mind, they're thinking, oh, this is going to be a great night. Dinner and dick. Oh, my God. I get to get fed twice. You know what I'm saying? So, but what happens is, on the date, they realize something about you that they don't like, so they no longer desire to want to deal with you sexually. That happens, too. Guys have to understand that.
But all in all, you still got to be cool with all of it. You said something like maybe the date doesn't go, or she doesn't come home to have sex for the date and everything. Well, you just found somebody that ain't compatible with you. So that should be a plus. I ain't wasting my time no more with that. There's just no need to feel bad about it or whatever. Just like, all right, cool. Because out of all these people on earth, we ain't gonna be compatible with everybody. Bro, just because you go on a date or spend money, you know, because that's the catalyst, right? I spend money on that, right? Oh, I spend money on that. So let's just take that. You spend money, she feels obligated. She has sex with you. She becomes your girl now, even though she's not really into you. Now she becomes your wife, even though she's not really into you, because you spent $40 on the date, $50, $100, whatever, however much it was on the date. Is this what's supposed to happen now? You know, because this is the money was the catalyst of this. I lost out on $40 because she didn't really feel me. Like, so what? So exactly. What is it more about, you or her? And it should be about you and the fact that, hey, we ain't compatible. Cool, bounce.
Well, this is what I would say. If guys are worried about losing out on money because you spent it on a woman and you didn't get no sex, just go pay for a prostitute then. I mean, just go. If you really want to feel like you got your money's worth, why don't you just go get a prostitute, call girl, or something like that? That way you can get a guaranteed nut, if that's what it's all about for you. Or you can just man up and just tell women what it is without the date. One of the two. Cole Steele says a date does not imply the possibility of sex. No. Look, let me tell y'all something. Exchanging phone numbers don't imply a damn thing. A woman kissing you doesn't imply a damn thing. A date doesn't imply anything. A woman coming to your house does not imply anything either. None of that shit implies sex. None of it does. And this is the mistake that guys make, because they say to themselves, well, why did she do that if she wasn't interested in me? Why did she do this if she wasn't interested in me? Because she could do it. That's why she did it. But none of it implies anything. A woman can, y'all know how many women I had to kick out my crib and shit? Because they showed up, and I thought, because they showed up at the crib, well, it's 11 o'clock at night. She must want some sex. And the chick, no. I had a chick one time, literally, we sitting on the couch talking. I had a 2-bedroom crib. She asked me, so which room is your room? And I said, that room right there. She grabs my hand and literally leads me to my bedroom. I'm thinking, shit, she want it right now. You know, fuck all the talking. So I start to take off my shit, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to give you some dick. I can't do that shit fully clothed, right? And she says, no, I just want to lay in your bed and get more comfortable and talk. And I'm looking at her like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick, right? So I end up kicking her out. But even with that, even a woman being willing to come sit on your bed and talk to you. That don't imply sex either. Don't get it twisted. Go ahead, Phil.
Zach was already. She turned around. You already butt naked.
Yeah, bro. I'm like kicking off my shoes and shit. I ain't even untied them. I'm kicking them off.
Nah,
So,
there's certain things you got to have your own standards and your rules, and there's certain things like, I don't care if we chilling on a date and you into your phone way too much more than you into me. This date is over with, and you might be willing to give me some at the end of this date, but I don't care. Like, if that's my standard or rule for it. Like, if for me coming to my bedroom, I don't like jeans because people don't wash their jeans like they're supposed to. I'm a clean. I'm one of them clean people, man. I got my own issues with that. So people don't wash their jeans like they supposed to, especially ladies. With these jeans, they'll wear them jeans, and so I don't like jeans on my bed. Yeah, I don't like jeans on my bed, right? And so if you like, nah, come sit in the bed, but okay, we'll take the jeans off. Nah, I ain't taking my jeans. Okay, well, we ain't sitting on the bed. Let's go back to the living room. Like, it's just, you got to have certain standards for yourself, and by always implying you at that point of, please, sir, can I have some? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always at that point, then you're never setting the tone for nothing. You're always in the begging sort of vibe. You're always in that secondary, I hope she gives me some. And so, a lot of this could be cut out. A lot of this could be cut out if you just have your own standards and like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. I'd rather say I'm good than sit back and somebody say, oh, no, I'm good on me.
Well, this is what I would say, like, and what I learned from, it happened twice. And I was young. I was 22, 23-ish. And it happened twice where a woman came over and I just assumed because she was coming over that she wanted some sex. And after the second time that it happened and I ended up showing her the door, I said, all right, from now on, if a woman's going to come to my spot, we're going to have a conversation first about sex. So she has to consent first. But even when a woman consents, she can still come over. She can get naked with you and everything. And you could be right there about ready to put the tip in. And she's like, no, I don't want to do it now. I don't feel comfortable. And she can still change her mind. I think it was Lucario that said, you ain't fucking until you're fucking. Until you got about 3 good strokes in, you ain't fucking.
Right.
So yeah, a woman can start and she can, let you get into that first and then stop you. Like, stop. And I've had that happen too. Where it's like, I don't want to no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you got to respect that. Let her get on up, let her get dressed. And for me, that's it. You can't get me to that point and think we're gonna talk after that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with you after that. But so she says, facts, my boundaries do not move just to make someone else comfortable. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I don't think nobody should move their boundaries.
Well, I'll tell you this. At some point, I wasn't breaded up like I am now. So, I didn't go on dates, not because I didn't want to go on dates. It's just because I didn't have the bread to go on a date. So you can come over my crib, right? You can come over my crib. And if you didn't want to come to my crib and you thought that was a horrible first date, or you wanted to, that's a bad first date, I don't want to go. Okay, well, we ain't matching right now. And I think some people need to judge your situation, where you at in life. It ain't about just money, but just mentally too, that sometimes we just don't match. And cool. You got to let that one go. All right, catch you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be too hard up to let things go. And I feel like dudes always expect, just because you into a girl, them to be into you because they gave you the number or they want to come to. Nah, man. Sometimes, hey, at the end of it might not work out. All right, peace out. Your mic's off. I can't hear you.
My bad. She can literally just like the attention.
Yeah.
For that moment, and you gave her that attention. You put the battery in her back. You know what I'm saying? You gave her, you know what I'm saying, a little esteem and shit. She's like, I feel good about myself now. All right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So, God just got to understand. And here's the thing, right? Sometimes you could want the same thing as a woman. You just want it in 2 different orders. Okay, so this is what I mean by that. You can meet a woman who is genuinely interested in you, and she's not opposed to having sex with you. She just wants to do some other shit first. So her attraction to you, as far as like maybe quote unquote getting to know you, she's more attracted to that component, and the sexual component is not as important to her when it comes to you specifically. right? So you could want sex and be like, yeah, I get to know you on the back end, where she is like, no, I want to get to know you first and we can do sex on the back end. So it's not that you two necessarily want different things. It's that you might want the same things, but in different orders. But even with that, you're not compatible, because you said it earlier. We're not vibing right now. We're not on the same page right now. Okay, you want something completely different from what I want based on the order that you want it in. But even with that, and a lot of guys, they get caught up with that. Well, she didn't say no to sex. She just says, let's get to know each other. So I'm going to do what she wants to do. And hopefully by virtue of that, I'll get what I want on the back end. No. And I think a lot of times guys, they get caught in that. And then they get mad at the woman feeling like she used me. Well, no, you allowed the prospect of sex to guide what you're doing. Okay? And that shows a desperateness and thirstiness on your behind, because you're allowing her vagina to dictate how you move based on what you think is going to happen later. Okay, you allowed her to basically do that to you. You can't get mad. Look, you said earlier, if you stick to your standards, if you have standards, can't no woman play you ever if you have standards. But when you, and I think the young lady said it earlier, she don't move her boundaries for nobody. When you allow people to manipulate you, well, I use the word allow. Okay, when you allow people to manipulate you and you switch up how you move based on that person, oftentimes you really have no standards. Because if you truly have standards and principles, can't nobody take you off that. This is how I move. This is what I'm about. Can't nobody make me do something that's opposite of what I'm about.
I'm gonna comment on some stuff in the comment section right now.
Yo, what are you looking at?
Where they talking about a woman shouldn't go over a man's house and all this other stuff. Now, in this day and age, because when I was talking about them coming over my crib, this is when I was younger and not breaded up. I feel it's really some sad shit that these are true statements that you should watch out before going over a dude's house, and should protect yourself, and you should the fact that one says, well, if you go over a dude's house, you should be ready to have sex, because dudes are crazy, and things like that, which is really kind of sad to me. But yeah, I would agree to some parts. There are a lot of predator dudes, and there are some crazy dudes that, as a young lady or as a lady, period, going over a dude's house for the first time is something you should do safely. So it may not be your first date, or it may not be something that you do right away in this day and age, which is sad. The fact that it has come to a point where there are so many weak men and predators or crazy dudes out there where you can't get together and just chill. I would like to say, even back in my younger day, my personality, hopefully that was something they were judging, understood that I was not that weak predator, creepy dude that they wasn't going to be able to walk out the door. Never had that type of personality where, I'm quick to be like, if we ain't vibing or we don't match, you good to go. So, but yeah, I can't understand some of those statements. Just sad it is. And earlier in our discussions, you talked about a great point, and I believe it was number 3, that there's a lot of ladies that have had some sexual trauma, violation, or mental things going on. And I was on jury service one time, and the case was about that. And the amount of women that had to excuse themselves because they had similar experiences really was an eye opener to me. And it's really sad to know that there are so many of these weak, fucked up men out there that have violated these women, uncles, cousins, whatever, in family and non in family, So yeah, you definitely want to be safe as a lady in this day and age, and know where you're going, let people know where you're going, and protect yourself. But if a dude is giving out that vibe, then definitely. But I wasn't giving out creepy vibes.
Well, this
ain't
is
my style.
This is what I would say. This is the advice that I would give women in alignment with what you're saying. I would tell women, don't put yourself in a compromising position. Meaning, see, well, let me just say what I'm gonna say. I would tell women, don't put yourself in a compromising position and be alone with a guy you're not sexually attracted to. Okay. But not only that, don't put yourself in a compromising position with a guy who's a thirsty guy, right? Because he might not, the word no might not register with that motherfucker. Like for me, if a woman, I could be butt naked. She could be butt naked. If she tells me to stop, I'm stopping right away. I'm not gonna be one of them dudes. Oh, come on, girl, come on. No. When a woman says no, get your ass the fuck up. Don't be mean, cruel, or mean about it. Get the fuck up. Tell her, okay, go ahead and get dressed. I'll take you home, or whatever the case may be. Assuming that you drove her there, or if you didn't drive her home, make sure she get home. Make sure she get home safe. It's
and the begging cat is the begging cat is so normal because I was with somebody and they wanted to stop. They said no, and I said all right, and she looked at me like,
because probably used to do, come on, girl, please.
Come on. Girl. And then she asked me like, well, is that it? Like, you're not gonna? And I was like, well, you said no.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hold on, you shocking me. You said no. Is it no or is it yeah? And she's like, well, I want, like, well, no, it's not no. And it just kind of, I'm like sitting there in that moment, like you literally just said no. I stop.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But it's really not a no. You're so used to the guy begging for it and pleading for it that's what you wanted to hear, which is really kind of mentally messed up, right?
I said about mental emotional.
This is really messed up in this moment, But there's so many dudes that try to convince at that point that was what she was used to, and it wasn't happening for me. I ain't convinced you to do nothing in here, So, but yeah, I think everybody needs to do these things safely and So
if she say no, I'm getting the fuck up right away. Now let me just say this: just because I can tell a woman, hey, shorty, don't put yourself in a compromising position by going to a man's house that you're not sexually attracted to, that doesn't mean that you guys should invite women to your house without being honest about why you want them there. It don't take the onus off of you to still be honest about why you want them there. Like what I don't like that guys do. I don't like that guys use drugs and alcohol to get a woman to their crib. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey girl, I just, I got this sack, you know what I'm saying? I got this strain over here. Hey girl, I got a bottle and such and such. Won't you come here? Man, we can have a couple of drinks, man. And they use that shit to get girls to their crib. Like I heard one guy, right? He called into a live show and he did that. He used weed to get the chick to come to his crib. And she came to his crib. Right? But the only reason she came to his crib, because at first he was trying to get her to go over there and she was reluctant. When he started talking about weed, she said, oh, you got something to smoke on? Then she wanted to go. What he should have understood right then and there, this is the only reason she wanted to come over. So what ended up happening was they in his room sitting on the bed, doing whatever they smoking, whatever. And he kept trying to kiss on her. And she said under her breath, this is something that he said. She said under his breath, I don't know why guys can't take no for an answer and they keep trying to kiss on me. Right? So, of course, she said it for him to hear. So what he should have realized is, yeah, you use that shit to get her over there thinking that, oh, I can convince her to have sex with me at some point. No. And then they get mad at the girl. Well, why did you come over here? Because you said you had something to smoke on. That's why she's there. Just because a woman comes to your house or is sitting on your bed in your bedroom or she's in your dorm room, that does not mean she's consenting to sex. It don't mean that. Okay? This is why you have to have a conversation with women before they come to your spot, so that way both of you are in mutually agreement, or have a mutual agreement rather, that what you want to happen, she also wants to happen. So if she says, well, I'm not really coming over for that. All right, well, girl, when you ready, hit me up. Boom. That way you can avoid the bullshit. Now, she still can tell you no later. But right. At least you understand if you're dealing with a woman who at least sees you in a way that you see her in. You got anything you want to cover before we close this shit out?
No. It just reminded me of the situation. I was into this, this young lady. We were vibing, and we had been in some clubs together. Not party clubs or dance clubs, but like some financial clubs and different things like that. and so I known her and trying to get to know her and stuff, and
Yeah.
we was kind of vibing. Well, I seen her out and about, partying, her and her girlfriends, and me and her got to spend some time together, dancing and stuff. But she had got drunk. She got drunk, right? Her and her friends. So we're going to the car, and her friends is smashed. She smashed. And there's some dudes that was, who knows if they were drunk or not. And her friends had kind of paired off with these guys, and so they had her. And I was like, okay, well, you know, are y'all driving? And you're like, yeah, we're still driving. And then of course the dudes was like, yeah, they still drive. And he's like, well, can you take her home? Can you take her home? I said, all right. Well, she was so drunk, she couldn't even tell me where to take her home at. So I had to take her to my house. I slept on the floor. She slept on the bed. In the morning, of course, she's tripping because she's like, what the fuck? Like, that's how drunk she was. Even though she was talking to me, but she was still. And so, I took her to her friend's house in the morning or whatever. But it killed the attraction so much right there. And I never, ever could get over the fact of how drunk she was and just the whole scene and the situation. And if I wasn't a stand up dude, it could have been really bad for her. Even we knew too many people. We knew too many people, the same people, right? So we need to meet.
Right.
It's not like I was new to her. It's not like I was new to her. And, saying, but that whole scene just killed the attraction. And that's why I tell dudes it's so important for us to have our own standards and vibes. Now, I'm not saying this is her habit or none. I don't know because I like I said, it killed the attraction. I no longer was on that. But that whole scene right there was just a vibe killer for us. And I think for the same for her too. Because, she had to be embarrassed at some point that she was so gone and so intoxicated that, she has to like, damn, how do I get over here? Even though it's a safe place, but how to get over here? Because we ate breakfast and then took her home and stuff. But
Yeah, I'm not with that either. I don't deal with drunk girls. No,
dudes have to have their own standards. You gotta know yourself and stop being in the begging position and accepting anything. And I think that the more and more we can get to that point is the more and more you see yourself and start taking them off the pedestal here and understand what part you play in all this. Because all these questions we get, we can still sense the vibe that there is no masculine identity that you have for yourself that is not tied up into females. And I think that that's the main thing. You got to get your identity away from the females so that way you can present yourself as a man to them later on anyway. But anyway, that's it.
Yep, we're about to break on out. Now, let me just say this regarding the title. A woman not being able to form an emotional bond with you guys, you can't take that shit personal. Okay, this is what people have to recognize and realize. Everything comes down to compatibility. Okay, which is basically existing in harmony without conflict. Period. That's what compatibility is. So if you meet a woman, you guys really ain't vibing like that, you didn't hit it off like that, all that means is you're incompatible. There's no reason for you to look at the woman as someone who's bad or, damn, she can't bond with me because she had a whole lot of sex in her past. Stop it. Stop it. It could be that she literally ain't feeling you like that. She don't like your personality. You guys' personality don't mesh. It could be something literally that simple. So don't take it personal when chicks ain't really feeling you like that. And don't automatically think there's something wrong with the woman just because you like her, but she don't like you the same way you like her. It's not that serious. It's really not, right? If someone ain't compatible with you, you wish them luck, you wish them well, and then you move on to the next person. And eventually you'll come across someone where you guys are compatible. And that's the person that you deal with. It's that simple.
I tell you, you get to a level. You get to a level where you set them up with a different friend of yours.
Oh, hell
I've been incompatible with some people, and I was like, you know what? But you'll be pretty cool for my homie, though. You ain't really cool for me. But you'll be pretty cool for my homie. Come meet my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've had chicks say, I'm not really feeling you, but I got some friends that I think might like your personality. I've had women that did, and I'm like, word, hook it up then. Yeah, give my number out. Yeah, have them call me. Cool, that's what's up. All right, on that note, please like the video, whatever stream you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, my stream, Real Game No Theory Joint. Like the video, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. Okay, we gave y'all super overtime in this one, so at least like the damn video.
Appreciate y'all being here.